unfortunately, we didn't get to speak about Aphelion last week because we just ran out of time, and Chinny was a little bit upset.
A little bit. I was
Yeah, a
very
little bit.
upset, Stu.
7%, 5%. I think he put a number on it.
Oh my god! I actually committed to playing a game for once,
I know, and it was the only thing you'd played as well. I did feel pretty bad if I'm being
and
honest.
I saw the Steam controller come out this week, and I was like, right, I bet he's gonna bang on about that forever. So I'm gonna stop that.
I want to hear about it because you did an experiment, didn't you, Stu?
I
Or-
didn't.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't as
Have
it goes.
have you
What I
gotten
was
it, though?
gonna. Yeah, I have. I am in possession of a Steam
Cool.
controller,
Yeah.
but it is still fully boxed. I've
Oh,
got to
Yeah.
say.
Oh.
So it
The
hasn't been
first thing you do-
opened.
It may be that the first thing you want to do with it isn't start throwing it around too. Is to
No, it isn't.
Try the experiment that I was
I
like,
think-
hey, check this.
it only sort of works if you throw it on a cushion. Apparently, so if people don't
Yeah,
know what
don't-
we're talking
well-
about, it's a Steam controller, and if you throw it on a cushion, it does the Wilhelm scream. It's sort
Yeah,
of-
if you drop it, I'm guessing if you accidentally drop it. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I wouldn't advise doing it, unless you're doing it onto a sofa or cushion or a bean bag. I guess.
Mm.
Some cotton.
Yeah, something soft, something generally soft.
Mhm.
But the reason I've got one and I haven't actually opened it, so it's still fully boxed, never been opened, not been touched, is because it's not mine. It isn't my Steam controller.
You buy it for someone else?
I did.
Oh.
So
That's
as
being all
you-
generous.
I know, as you know, Adam and Millie are busy traveling
Yeah.
in Australia. So for him to buy one, he would have had to get up at something like 3:10 in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning due to time differences. So yeah, he asked me, would I try and get one on his behalf? And it was a little bit of a shit show. I'm not going to lie. So clicked on the order, put it in the basket. So I got that far, no problems. And then you just couldn't pay.
Oh,
So
man.
you couldn't log in, you couldn't pay, you couldn't use PayPal, you couldn't put a credit card in. So every time you tried anything, it just said, we're experiencing high traffic at the moment. Please try again later. But this is what was kind of cool about Steam, I guess, in the way that they did this. So even though I couldn't check out to begin with, it let me check out about an hour and a half later. So it was
Oh my
about an hour and a
goodness.
half.
And were you trying the whole time?
Yeah, I just kept going up and giving it a go every now
Adam
and
is
again.
very
and-
lucky, dude. If it was me, I'd be like, I tried twice. It's not happening. Get your own.
Yeah, no, it was fine though, because it just sat in my basket. So I didn't have to do anything about every sort of 20 minutes or so. I'd just come in and press pay to see if it would let me pay for it.
Fair enough.
But the nice thing was it didn't discard the order.
Yeah, sure.
So there was
it
no
didn't, yeah.
issue. No, it didn't. And
You
as
didn't,
soon
you
as
didn't
I
have to
did
keep
it-
putting it in your basket or anything.
No, it just sat and waited.
I think
and
Steam has
could've-
very good customer service.
Yeah, I could have bought another one as well. So when I checked out, it was 5 to 7 days delivery time, which is what it came in. So that's pretty cool.
Sure.
But when I went back in, it still had buy now, and it was sort of 10 to 12 days delivery window. So I could have bought a second one. I don't know whether it would allow you to buy two, but I could have potentially bought two of these. And they are selling. They're selling for a little bit of scalpy price on eBay. They're going for about double. So they're selling for about 150 to 160.
You're never going to
quid.
stop it completely, are you? The scalping
No.
and stuff.
No, because unfortunately they sold out in 30 minutes. Within 30 minutes, it'd all gone. So all the stock.
I've
was
heard
gone.
everybody that has ordered one has had the same madness as you, Stu, like just clicking
Yeah.
and clicking and hoping.
But I didn't, because I think it was weird because it wasn't for me. I wasn't that stressing about it. I was just like, well, if I get in one, I get in one. If I don't, I don't. So I just sort of was patient and just left it in the basket and just kept trying. And eventually it finally went through.
Kablam in the chat
Good
says
things come to
managed
those who-
managed to snag one. He really likes it so far. Just started to customize it for specific games. It's great.
Tell him to throw his on his couch to see if it makes the screen.
Well,
Put
what's-
make a SpeakPipe.
What's interesting about the Wilhelm scream from the controller is, the controller does not have any speakers.
No, so it's being generated by something though, isn't it?
No, but it's been generated
There's a
by
little alien inside of it.
vibration, purely by vibration.
That's kind of cool.
But what is sound? But
Well, yeah.
vibration. But yeah,
There's all
the will.
energy.
And you think, oh, it must be like a shit like version of it, but like it sounds like spot on. So like the vibration that it that it
At
makes
the right pitch. It
yeah,
vibrates
it's
at the
perfect.
right pitch.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
What's kind of interesting about that though is who in the design team said, "Hey, you know what we should do? If someone drops this thing, we should make it scream. Let's do that."
Well, leave it to Steam to put an Easter egg in their controller.
Yeah,
That's
I
just-
do
it's
think
just
it's kind
cool
of
company,
a cool
man.
thing.
Is there any other tech company that has customer service as good as Steam? Because there's no other video game company that'll give you a refund if you don't like the game.
Sony started doing that, haven't they? I believe.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so. Or someone else. There's some other company doing it, I think.
Because that just blew me away when I saw that on Steam. I'm like, damn, okay. And you know, there's a school of thought that says that that's going to make people just refund games constantly. But you know what? It makes me want to do the opposite. It makes me want to give Steam more money because it's like they're doing right by me as a consumer. I want to do right by them as a customer.
I thought you were
And
gonna.
it's also, I was going to say, it's also a kind of almost safer transaction because, you know, if you don't like it, you can just refund it.
Well, yeah, exactly. It makes me more adventurous with games than I would be.
I thought you were going to ask about does any other hardware supplier do Easter eggs? And the answer
Well,
is
I have a feeling you have an answer to that.
Oh,
answer
yeah,
is
Nintendo, probably.
yes. It is Nintendo.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Of course
The
it
one
is.
that I know of is the GameCube.
Okay.
So the GameCube has a thing. If you hold the Z button when it's booting up, it does like a squeaky version of it or a classic version of it, and then there's something where if you have 4 controllers plugged in, and then you hold the Z button on the 4th controller, it does something else. I can't remember what it is.
Wow.
So there are Nintendo used to be funky like that. I think the 3DS
Well,
as well.
I mean,
had
there's
some
also
stuff.
the Wii, which doubled as a sex toy.
I ain't
That
trying
is
to play
true.
my games with no deal though.
Yeah, that was Friday night.
Do we remember? Do we all remember when the Xbox 360 controller doubled as a sex toy? Do you remember
Well, I
this?
Yeah,
remember
wasn't that
people
like
going to the
a-
hospital because they had them in their butts or something.
Wasn't that like an indie game on the?
Yeah,
Thing
there was an
still-
indie
Yeah,
game
that's
which
right.
just you could just
Yeah.
control the vibrations in the controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
And
sure
it was
that.
like it's meant to
pressing
be like if
different
you're in a
buttons.
long distance relationship or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
not
know
sure
what
that
it
one
was.
Weird.
is Microsoft approved. That one.
Yeah, I believe you combined it with Uno with the video camera,
Yeah,
from
not
what I can
surprised.
remember.
Yes.
Hey.
Yeah.
But yes, but by the way, as we're talking about scalping, have you two seen the new Swatch release and all the shit show that's been?
No, I have no
I
idea what
have
you're talking
not.
about.
So basically, Swatch have teamed up with Audemars Piguet, which do the Royal Oak watch, which costs about 40 grand for one of those.
God.
And what they've done is they've designed this pocket watch called the Royal Pop, is what it's been called. And for 2 days running in the UK, they've had to close down stores because of the riots trying to get a hold
What?
of one of these things. Oh yeah, it's been
Goodness.
fucking mayhem.
That's
They've called the
crazy.
police.
What?
They've
They look
they've
like
had people
shit.
fighting. Yeah, they're terrible things. People have been fighting over these. Somebody
Wow.
bought the full set, right, which costs around, I guess, about 1,600 quid if you bought every one that's been released.
Must be
And
nice.
they're currently trying to sell that for £15,000
Holy
on
smoke.
eBay.
Wow.
So these people are crazy, and the people are saying like, why would you buy that for 15 grand when you can buy a top end Rolex? Let's get the Rolex, fuck
Or-
the plastic watches.
I mean, you don't even need a watch in 2026. Like, if you collect them, fine. But like, yeah, that's just crazy.
it is mental. I mean, this is just
man.
gone beyond mental.
So you're
And
saying
I
you
said-
don't want one of these then, Stu? So I gotta return something to the
He
store. 'cause I was
does.
gonna get
He
you
does.
nice. It was your birthday last week, and I forgot to get you. Happy
No, I
birthday,
wouldn't.
by the way.
If somebody got me one, I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't go,
Wow.
nah, not have it.
Would you
But-
wear it a lot though?
Well, it's a pocket watch, so it isn't even on a strap.
Yeah, it's
So
like what
just
the nurses
a
wear.
necklace.
It's like a.
It's like a necklace.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could wear it and be like, "Look what I had.
Oh yeah,
I had to stab a guy to get this."
It
I
looks
know, yeah,
like
well,
it
that's
looks like
pretty
something
much it.
like kids in the 90s would wear.
It does look like something the kids in the 90s would wear.
I mean, weirdly, it's based on the Pop Swatch, which was, I guess, came out in the 90s, I think. So you can pop it out. So you can pop it out and you
Right.
can get different. So you can use it as a desk clock. So it can be used as a desk clock.
Andre,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say much more about this, but what I would say, and what annoyed me, and I was thinking about this, is the cost of the police that went to all these stores should be charged back to Swatch, in my opinion. You
Why
know,
did
the
they do
cost of Because Swatch caused this mayhem by doing what they did with the Moon Swatch and only released it in stores. So you can't buy it online. You have to go to a physical store.
Sure. Yeah.
And hundreds of people turned up for 30 watches.
Also, the people who were being idiots about it, because there were probably people there who were just waiting patiently in line, and then some people were like, "I'm gonna stab somebody to get this."
Wow.
It's
Well,
like
no
the
regrets.
people who
No
they
regrets
go
from
into
me.
buying up all the Pokemon cards, so kids can't have any, and then they're selling them for twice as much or whatever. That's just like, man, some people ruin it for everybody.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out. They're going, oh, we'll carry on having plenty of stock. So why are you going crazy over this? And I do hope that's true, and the scalpers don't get silly amounts of money for these on eBay. But there's always some dickhead who'll pay that price for whatever reason they do. I don't know. I don't get it at all. But hey ho. Well, yeah, charge Swatch for the police. That's what I say. Here's the bill. Right. Shall we talk about the Play My Game bitch from last week, since we didn't talk about last week? And Chinny can actually talk about
I don't know what
it.
you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah, bitch! Yeah, bitch! Play my game, bitch.
Yeah, it's got the Breaking Bad connection.
Yeah, bitch!
What is the game,
So-
Stu?
Aphelion.
And who made the game, Stu?
Don't nod.
And what did they do before, Stu?
They did Life is Strange.
And that
That's
explains a
probably
lot,
the biggest
doesn't
game.
it?
Probably the biggest game they did anyway.
So this is
So is that a
basically
no from you then, Shin?
well, this is kind of like, it's Life is Strange meets. Remember that one level of that one scene of Interstellar where they're on that ice planet? There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I thought it was more interesting than Life is Strange, for example. But then I sort of got us sort of further in, and it started to get a little weird. Like, the silly science comes in. You know what I mean? Silly science.
Silly science.
Like
Like you couldn't suspend your disbelief, you mean?
just like, oh, there's an energy field, and let me tune.
I'm going to say, I thought the start of this game was pretty cool.
It is
I
pretty
like
cool
the
start.
disaster.
Yeah.
I like the climbing. I like the unchartedness. It's a bit uncharted, I thought. At the
The
beginning.
only problem with that is like you quickly realise how polished Uncharted is and how janky this game is, because the climbing isn't perfect.
It isn't.
The good thing about the game is it looks very pretty. It's got a fantastic soundtrack. I love the music in this game. And yeah, the opening where you're sort of clambering on a ship is all fun. But then I don't know how far you got, but then you play.
I got a long way. I started because you play as a second.
You play as the
character when you
bloke,
get to-
yeah, and then that's all
you
oxygen.
played a lot of it then. You played pretty
Which is
much a
why
lot.
I was pissed off, Stu.
Oh, I was gonna say you played a lot.
Because I committed a lot of fucking time to this stupid thing.
You did.
Pissing me off.
Way more than I anticipated.
Yeah, and so I you play as the guy, and that's all oxygen.
Yeah, it's
management.
weird because the first part of the game is all climbing,
Mhm.
and then the second part, he conveniently hurts his arm.
Yeah.
So although there's climbing points available, he can't use any of those.
Oh right.
Yeah, so you can see
I don't
places
know.
where you
I
could
remember
climb.
I saw one climbing point, and I didn't bother going up it. I just walked up the other side, so I didn't know he couldn't climb.
No, he couldn't climb, so he can't climb at all because of his arm injury. So I think he's got a bit of steel stabbed in him or something.
A bit like a rod, like a nondescript
Yeah, he has a bit of a
rod.
rod, so it stops him from being able to climb. So he has to have a different mechanic, which is oxygen conservation.
And it's just basically you're tethered to a tank, and then you have to run and find the other tank, and then sometimes there's a bridge that you have to get to the other side of and wince it down, but you're running out of oxygen. Okay. I found it all a bit frustrating. Not like hard, just kind of like, yeah, all right, I see where this is going. But I do like I do like this more than Life is Strange. So I won't shit
I
on it
must
completely.
admit, I was quite into it, I've got to say, because I played probably about the same as you, I guess. So I played obviously all through the first section of the
Yeah, it's when you play as the woman at the start.
woman's part of the game.
Yeah, look, when you get towards the end of that bit though, you know, that energy field and all that sort of stuff. That was losing me a bit.
You can hear him.
Yeah, and you see like a hologram of him or something, and that was losing me a bit. I was like, oh no, like this is gonna be silly. You know, it's gonna be like, I don't know, like, oh, this is Earth all along, negative organs and wizards. You know, like some weird shit's gonna happen.
They have a lot of supernatural. I mean, they have never made a game without supernatural stuff.
Yeah, I know. I know. Life is Strange is sort of peppered with magical stuff, but I mean, this scene we're seeing here, where you sort of winch onto like a part and then the whole ship falls down. It's really cool. And like I said,
it was really. I've got to say, a lot of the set pieces look really cool.
The soundtrack is like top drawer. As soon as the game started, I was like, "Oh, this sounds great!" Like I would listen to this soundtrack. This is brilliant.
Yeah.
So it's really well made.
And the voice acting's pretty good. You know what I mean? That's fairly solid.
I'm going to stop you there. I think her voice acting is good.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
I think his voice acting is shit. I hate whenever he's talking. I hate it. I don't know what. I just think it's bad. And also, and I praised Claire Obscura for this, but like the constant talking to yourself.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, that in a monologue sort of thing, but the talking rather than just thinking. Oh man, you see, it is like a thinking. It isn't.
No, I wouldn't mind if it was thinking. Look, I don't know why games don't let you just hear their thoughts. You know, like Senua's Sacrifice or something like. I'd rather just hear their thoughts, like put a little bit of an echo on it, establish that she's thinking.
Yeah, or
so
a bit of
reverb.
Reverb always works.
But also like, you know, pan the camera around so you know her lips aren't moving, but so you know it's her thoughts, and then that's it. That's that problem solved. Like then I'm not going, oh my god, this woman's talking to herself constantly, like, and you can be more creative.
No, I've got to get up this icy hill now.
It's like I got to remember. I'm the first human to walk this planet. I'm like, oh my god, shut up! Like, if this was me, I'd be like, oh fuck, I'm so cold. I think I'm gonna shit myself. Like, that's what I'd actually say.
By the way,
that's what she's thinking, and then she's saying, "I'm the first person."
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Watching this scene just reminded me of something that I'd forgotten about when I played, because I played it 2 weeks ago. How much cord can they fit in that tiny little box on the waist?
That's ridiculous. And
I was just like,
when you winch up that column, it goes like it goes like 50 feet high.
And it's in this tiny, I don't know, 3-inch by 3-inch box.
That was
and
a little
and it's strong enough to hold your body weight. And I'm like,
ridiculous. Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah.
Here, wait, no, I got it. Yeah, I got it.
Whenever you notice something like that, a wizard did it.
I see. All right, yes. But in episode AG4...
Wizard.
Yeah,
Wizard.
I got a few...
You know, it could be a wizard. I don't know, but it is weird.
I got like a few... a few little bugs, like climbing bugs, animation bugs, invisible walls that I sort of bumped into. There's a sequence where you run, and it looked like an object that you could run either side, and I just ran the wrong side, and then like that was game over. I was like, that's stupid. Like, why make me do that? Like there was no obvious path. And the game crashed on me once as well, so it's not like perfect. But in all, I think it is good, but it's not without its problems. And I don't think the gameplay is that deep. If I'm honest, like the climbing isn't good enough.
No, I'll be honest. I was of a similar thought on it.
Look,
you care about the characters? Are the characters enough to keep you playing?
Not.
I think the setup was good. I feel like the setup was.
I'm
really
curious
good.
about sort of like where they are. Do you know what I mean? Like
and
what they're going to find.
Obviously.
But you know, for example, like I touched on it before. Like when she basically figures out like there's like some weird electromagnetic field, and she can see this hologram of her ship partner / lover, who is also lost on this planet.
Yeah,
Tupac.
Yeah.
And he like, and then she's like got some sort of scanning device fitted perfectly for this situation. It's like you didn't even know this fucking existed about like 5 minutes.
Thank God I had this with
So
me.
it's like,
you never know what you're gonna find.
Yeah,
That's true.
It's like, I've also got my kitchen sink in the back here.
Exactly.
But look, I don't mind a little bit of like convenient plot devices and stuff. Like I don't really hate that stuff. But I just feel like the game is interesting, but it's not like it's interesting enough, but it's not executed well enough. If you know what I mean. Like the climbing is
Yeah.
okay, but it's not great. The voice acting is okay, but not great. You know, like the mechanics
The
of getting the
dialogue's
oxygen, the
all
dialogue's
right, I guess,
it's all
but
right,
not great.
but not great. But like what they do well is the soundtrack and sort of like the world building and the sort of scenes that they paint out. I think are okay. So I it's not a thumbs down. I think I'm going to give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, I do. I'm much the same. I do feel like I don't think it's a very long game, so I do think I might go back and finish
Yeah.
just to see.
No, I think it's about 6
what
hours.
happens.
So, but
yeah, I
I'm
don't think it's
about.
very long.
I feel like if I don't, I feel like there's a bit of me that sort of wants to play it, you know, a bit more,
Yeah,
just to see where it's going.
same.
But there is a lot of me that's going, I don't think I care if I never play this game again, you know. So
I mean, weirdly,
see.
at this point, I did the same as this person playing it, and I kept thinking, where the hell do you climb up here? I
yes,
don't know where you climb up.
this moment, like I did get a little
And
bit
then I
lost
saw
there,
it. Yeah, and then I saw it.
Luckily,
I was
everything
like,
climbable is yellow, so that's nice.
yellow. Yeah, so it
Yeah.
makes it fairly easy.
But you can. There's a bunch of things you can turn off and on. By the way, like somebody in our Discord mentioned this, and I'll try and find out who it was. But you can turn. There's a mechanic in the game where if you have to jump to a ledge, you have to press a button at the time you grab it to make a perfect grab.
Yeah, it keeps doing that.
And
There's
you
a button
can-
prompt in
you
there every
can-
time you do it.
And I recommend this to you. You can just turn that off because
I think that's probably a good idea
it's
because
the
it gets.
stupidest thing.
And it's not even a challenge, is it? It's not
No,
like
it's
you
just-
just have to
it's
press
crap.
a button twice.
Yeah.
So you land and then press it again to stop yourself from falling off. I've never fallen off, by the way.
No. Yeah, so hold on, there you go. It's Bean Sprout 88. He says he just finished Aphelion on Sunday. Before I give my thoughts, you can change a bunch of the settings, the things that are annoying about the game. He said that the game story is good. It was the thing that pushed him to finish the game. Voice acting and sound and music was good. Jumping and grabbing noises was a bit much. Platform sometimes janky. And he turned on the automatic ledge catch because he thought that was stupid.
Yeah.
And
it
apparently
is.
the stealth, which gets annoying. Overall, it's a thumbs up. So, yeah, thanks to Bean Sprout for letting me know because I've turned that off on the game.
Yeah, well, I will. I do think I'll go back and finish this because I don't, like I said, I don't think it's a particularly long game. So I don't mind if it's not a massive commitment, you know what I mean? But if I'm not mega into a game, I'm not going to finish it if it's, say, 15 or 20 hours long because it's like, I ain't got that time to waste on something I'm not enjoying that much.
No.
Oh, yeah,
Duke, did you
6
play
hours
it?
is fine.
I did not.
Yeah.
When I actually had downloaded it, and then I
Oh.
realized, duh, I'm an idiot. We have this thing we got to do. So I was
Ah.
just like, nope, not gonna play it. Sorry.
All right.
All right.
But I did play the one for this week.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we played Motorslice, haven't we? So we'll talk about that in a
What?
little bit.
Yeah. Sit tight,
Have you,
people.
have you played Mixtape?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you
well,
really?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, I've played both, and I'll be honest. If you're not going to be here next week, potentially, I feel
Yeah.
like we
Talk
need
about
to
Mixtape
talk about.
now, and then
Shall we do that?
talk about Motorslice next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we can talk about Motorslice as well
Yeah,
because
you
I
can talk
played
about
that as
Motorslice,
well.
yeah.
So it don't matter. I can talk about both.
Talk about everything.
But I started and finished Mixtape in one sitting, so
Right.
Oh, snap.
so I did that because it's literally 3.5 hours long. It's so short.
Literally.
It's
Yeah,
a-
I was.
it's a
I
super,
think I was
super
getting
short game.
close to the end, but my eyes were going. I was like, oh, my
Yeah,
God.
it's a very, very short game. I genuinely think Duke would enjoy this.
I don't
do
know.
think he would.
I don't know.
I don't know. The soundtrack, I think he would. He
I'd
would
get
be
scared.
Into.
I'd get
I
scared.
like a
if
good
it
soundtrack.
I
does
don't
have a good
know.
soundtrack.
And it's his era, you know. Although there's a lot of older songs as well, which I was quite impressed with.
Yeah. So for people that don't know, Mixtape is it's basically it doesn't really specify when it's sort of set, but it's got to be sort of the late 90s. 'Cause you
90s,
you
yeah.
see a trophy for 91, 92, so you know it's after that, and it's California sort of nostalgia, coming of age,
Sunshine,
sunsetting, the
Yeah.
end of an era, one last party,
Skateboarding.
all the tropes of like every movie that you see. That kind of is it John Hughes? Is John Hughes the movies?
Yeah,
Those kind of like
that kind
feel-
of feeling.
that kind of feeling. And you know me, Duke. I fucking
I know
like.
you.
I don't. these sort of story games about feelings and stuff like that, I'm like,
But music brings people together, Chinny.
no, I know, and I'm just like, oh god, I don't know, man. Like, not for me. I loved it. I loved
Yeah,
it.
I did. I
loved
thought it was excellent.
Yeah, I did love it.
I think. Do you know what? I think what stood out for me is we played the one that Duke and I played with the girls who were sort of with the video camera and all that kind of
whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah, what was that called? I'm trying to think what that was called now. Bloomin' Rage or something.
Bloomin' Rage. That sounds right. I knew it was something.
Yeah. And there's a part of that game.
Is this the game that should have been?
Yeah, there's a part of that game where you're in a bedroom at the beginning, and it's the most boring ass thing I think I've ever done.
That was pretty
And
and this man played Deadly Premonition, people.
Yeah. And there's a part in this game in a bedroom, and it's so coolly done. There's like, oh, so good. And he does all these really cool flashbacks and stuff. I thought this game was a superb 3.5 hours. From start to
I
finish.
think I sort of realised today that like it's kind of like it's close to those sort of it's not a game categories. Do you know what I mean? Like
it is.
it's very
definitely.
close, but the difference with this game is that every time you're pretty much, I think about 80% of the time that you are moving the character, like you're actually looking forward to like what you're going to be doing next, because sometimes you're skateboarding, sometimes you're racing a trolley down the road.
I love that bit, by the way.
And then there's like sometimes you're just sort of head banging in a car like Wayne's World style, and every time there are a ton of things in this game that like I don't think I've ever done this in a video game before. Like this is cool, like, and it's always interesting. It's always like fun. It's a great soundtrack. I do have a minor gripe with it.
Way up,
which is like the main character who you play as, I think is probably the least likable character in the whole thing.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I do agree with that.
She is sort of like, first of all, she's picking all the songs, and I'm like,
by the way, can we just say the voice acted in this game
great,
is outstanding.
really, really good. Everything's good in it. The animation, the start, it's all sort of it's kind of like animated on two, so like you skip a frame, so it's sort of like Spider-Verse style. Everything's like top drawer. Yeah, but like she's not very likable, the person you play. She wants to be a music supervisor, so she wants to be people that make mixtapes for movies or whatever. And first of all, like, how do you know what that is? Like in the 90s, like people don't know what that is now, right?
Well, I think the 90s was the type of, it was an era when we were starting to see
like John
Hughes
movies.
Hughes movies and Train Spotting. Like there were certain films where the directors put together, Dazed and Confused, another good example. Like these movies are nothing without the soundtracks. And
Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs. Tarantino's good at it. Pulp Fiction's a great example. Like,
exactly.
So I think that, I mean, you're right, Chinny, that the average teen. I mean, look, I'm on record as hating Life is Strange because there's this teenager spouting all this information about photography history, but whatever. I do think that it kind of meshes with the fact that the 90s was a time when we for the first time really got to see like jukebox soundtracks of like, hey, these songs do a great job of bringing this story to life.
And that's kind of this whole game, because each part of the game is to a different song. So she almost chooses all these songs to, sort of be the soundtrack to whatever they're doing in the game. And it's super cool. I just love it. I absolutely love this game.
Do you agree with Chinny that the main character is a bit of a knob?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. But I think all the characters have these interesting quirks. You know what I think this game does really, really well? Music. It never descends into like schmaltz or you know what I mean? It's sort of it's kind of it's not sentimental. It doesn't bang on about anything political or anything like that. It's just these kids growing up in the 90s and this is what they did. I think it's quite refreshing in that way.
Because the whole game is about nostalgia, really, and it's a game that to make you feel like, oh, remember these times, remember those times, that kind of thing. and I don't get on with nostalgia very well. Like I feel like nostalgia is like, I don't know, it sort of depresses you a little bit. You know what I mean? When you look back and you're like, oh god, the things are never the way they were, and they never
It's a
will
little
be.
sad when people are just clinging to the past.
Yeah, and that's
nostalgia's good in small doses.
I worry about people that are too nostalgic or trying to hold on to something, because like everything changes and you'll never go back. But like this game does a sort of good job, like you say, Stu. It's like it doesn't really hold on to anything like strong. It's more of just like a kind of fun little ride, really.
Yeah.
And like I said, like I'm gameplay first. I'm always gameplay first. If the game's got a good gameplay loop or good stuff going on when you're moving the controller, like I'm happy. And the story's kind of like a bonus, really. And this game does make you do stuff that is fun and different, and like, like for example, like, I know it's a little thing, but there's this old fucked up house that you get to repaint the door, and like, you just paint it, and I painted Rose's name on it for no reason, and then the door's in a bunch of cutscenes, and I'm like, oh, the door's got like Rose's name on it all the time, and just little cool things like that, and the soundtrack helps, and it's like the characters apart from the main character are really good. Like I think it sort of felt like the other girl, I don't know her name, it's sort of like a dark haired girl in it.
Yeah.
Her story is like really interesting. And
how they even came to be friends.
Yeah,
is a cool
kind of like
story.
what life was supposed to be for her, and she shows her skills and everything, and it's really good, and like it's a rare mix of funny, well acted, fun to play. It's got a little bit of everything, and it's okay, your average Call of Duty head isn't going to be like, what the fuck is this shit, man?
Yeah, they aren't going to be into it.
I said to Tara, I was like, I think you'd really like this game. I think you should play it. Like, and Tara hasn't played a game for years, and I was like, I think you'd really enjoy it. I think this would change your mind about what games are now. Like, it's completely different to something that she's played before, but I think she'd like it.
Do you know what I think as well? I think it was super cinematic. Some of the camera angles are really cool and clever. And the ending I thought was excellent. I love the way it ended. I just love the game.
I've heard the ending is good. I've not got there yet.
Yeah.
I've got close, but I've heard the ending's good. But it's a lot of it is just kind of like what you expect Wayne and Garth from Wayne's World to be doing between movies. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is kind of what you think they were doing. Very cool. And there is a little bit of walking around somebody's bedroom, and the bedrooms, all their bedrooms.
Yeah, but the bedroom
scene
was fine though, because there was a lot of interaction.
There's
and
a lot of
flashbacks.
Yeah.
And a lot of flashbacks.
But each bedroom serves as a kind of like a hub, doesn't it? Like each one is a kind of like a new chapter, if you will. So IGN gave it a 10 out of 10. I don't know if it would be a 10 out of 10 for me, but it's pretty darn good. I would say it's up there. And this game has inspired me to play other games, just because I'd be annoyed if this was my top game of the year. Do you know what I mean? Like, because so far, just by default, it is, because I haven't played anything.
I haven't played anything else.
So I'd have to pick this. So I'm now motivated to try and top it. So
I had two minor issues with the game. They're very, very picky minor issues. One was the fact that her earphones had no wire. And I'm like, hold up a minute. There was no Bluetooth in the 90s. But I mean, it's just something stupid. But I'm like, why's her earphones got no wire? Because I guess it's hard to animate a wire.
It can't be that bad.
I don't know. And the other one I had...
At least you just have one character say, like, hey, man, those earphones, you cut the wires off of those? They don't even work.
Yeah.
No, but she uses them. She uses them a lot in the
yeah, she has
well.
she has music on in them and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute, no Bluetooth in the 90s. But the other one, and again, it's more of an animation thing. There's this weird disconnect when they're running through the forest that looks like they're superimposed on top of it, and that I found a bit odd.
I know. I think you're talking about the forest scene that I'm thinking of. Where like, they're sort of, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
They just look like they're superimposed on top of the scene. It was just a bit weird, and
I never saw that. Look, I don't know.
But that might not the one. There's a scene that's very reminiscent of Flower, and that was really cool. But no, there's just one where they're just generally walking through the woods,
Ah.
and it just looked a bit weird and a bit jank.
Yeah,
But
I
other than
think-
that, I loved it. Absolutely loved the game, and I genuinely think Duke will like this. I do.
It'd be interesting for you to play it, Duke. I think.
Yeah.
I'm
Because
not
I
going to promise
think-
anything, but I am intrigued.
I do feel like this is your era. You know what I mean? The
it's
90s,
my era.
etc. And I think you'll love the music. I think you'll like the sound. It had a very gone home feel about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But good.
I can get.
But in a good way.
Hey,
You know, it is done in a quite a mature way. And there are some really weird surreal moments as well, but they just kind of worked.
Yeah. I think that the one, I won't spoil it too much, but where you spot the other girl with the girl, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. Yeah, I liked it.
There's some very cool moments in it. It does such
Yeah.
a good job of, like I say, I mean, it is kind of my era. I was in my late teens.
Yeah.
In the 90s. But yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah,
So
it's a
massive thumbs
a
up.
little bit before my time, but I do remember. I do still connect with a lot of things. The other gripe that I've got is that you wouldn't stick a pencil in a cassette tape if it was fixed. You only do that when it's broken.
You'd also only use the tape recorder to rewind it.
And I checked because some recorders don't have rewind on them, did
a
they?
rewind function.
But like they put it into a cassette deck and it has a rewind button on it.
Yeah,
So I'm
in
like,
the 90s, the old decks in the 90s had a rewind function.
yeah. So I'm like, there was
Wizard
no need
broke it.
to do the pencil thing. You only did that
No.
when it was broke.
When it spooled out, when
Yeah,
you sort
yeah,
of
yeah.
ended up with loads of it spooling
Or
out
Or if it got
inside your
stuck. I
player.
remember having to
Yeah,
do
if
a
it
couple
got
Yeah.
stuck.
Yeah, very good.
But yeah, massive thumbs up. Apart from the couple of very minor gripes, I think it was excellent.
It is pretty good. Yeah, I'll give it a thumbs
Duke,
up.
so I think it's time for you to talk.
I think it's time for me to talk. I'm basically going to say something I already said a few weeks back, and that's about Once Human. I think I'm ready to chuck it in with this game. It's
Good.
so frustrating.
Yeah, it's
I
about
said
time
this
to be fair.
before, but it's such a shame because the main game is so good, but they just keep like I complained once before about a creature called the somnivore, which is attracted by sound, and you can't kill it. Like it's unkillable. It's not that there had been some creatures in this game once upon a time that are hard to kill and like impervious to certain types of damage because you got burn damage, you got ice damage, you got shock damage, that kind of thing. So it was a little frustrating the first time I found myself fighting monsters that I couldn't hurt. And then it was like, oh, you just need a different kind of weapon. Like, okay, I can carry two guns, one that's got burn damage, one that's got shock damage or whatever. This somnivore, you cannot kill it. You just got to run away from it. That's so stupid, especially if you're trying to clear out, an area and you have to find the gear crates and stuff. This is thing that's bashing you in the head and you can't kill it. That just sucks. But then they created these things known as whims, and they're basically like debuffs. And they just keep adding more and more of them. And it's like you set on fire. You have a big cube head and digging takes up your sanity or something. And like, then it's like lightning just explodes nearby and it takes you down half your damage or half your health rather. And it's just like all these, every time I play it, there's something new in it that I'm getting killed by. And I'm just like, I don't want any of this stuff. I want to play the basic. And I posted on the Reddit and people were like, sounds like a skill issue. And I was like, it's not a skill issue. It's a frustration with the way the game works. Like if Mojang made Minecraft, every time they did an update, if they implemented more and more stuff from the Feed the Beast mod pack, people would be frustrated. They'd be like, this isn't why I play Minecraft. Like let the modders play their modded versions and let the people who want vanilla play their vanilla version. So I don't know. I really, the fact that the core elements are so well implemented, punch trees, get stuff, make gear, and they redid the tech tree too. So I was like, oh, I want to start over, doing the tech tree the new way it's done. And there's this whole thing about like now instead of just getting tech points when you level up, now you have to accumulate tech points by like out in the wilderness or out in the cities or whatever. There's like, crafting benches and you have to disable them. You have to take them apart and then you take them home and then you can use them in this, researching station to get tech points. And I don't mind that. It's annoying. It's kind of dumb, but it's fine. I'm okay with that. But it's just that it's just one more thing. And it's just like, I like the basic setup of the game, like you run around, you kill monsters, you get resources, you disassemble stuff. I wish I could just do that stuff, but they keep throwing this other shit in, and it's making it not fun. The game's not fun.
I'm not being funny here. I'm watching this game play.
Yes.
And there's a dude with a giant fish dangling off his back.
Yes. That's
I'm
because
like,
it's his
why?
melee weapon.
What? Why?
I
don't even know why.
I know, because it's silly. It's anime style.
I know, I get that, but I'm just like, it's just ridiculous,
agree.
isn't it? It
I
looks ridiculous.
refuse to
as well.
use the fish. And at one point, it was like, now you have a fish for a melee weapon. I'm like, no, I'm going to craft a sword. I don't want this. This is
No, it
idiotic.
just looks ridiculous.
And they're always trying to sell these stupid ass costumes, and it's all about the loot crates, and you pay to unlock this, and then I'm like, no, I'm not paying anything. So I mean the good news is, I gave them $1 once upon a time. So
it
I'm not losing money.
reinforces why I never want to play MMOs. Just look at this and go, nah.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So I said I was maybe done with it last time, and I'm not. I haven't uninstalled it yet, so it's possible that I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna give it one more try, and then maybe I'll figure it all out. Because that's the other thing on the Reddit thread, I was like, this isn't fun. It's too complicated, and a lot of people were like, well, here's all you need to do, and then they would put a list of like 20 things. You craft this and get this and brew that, and I'm like, you're proving my point. I don't want to have to do any of that shit. Just let me run around and shoot monsters, please. So that's my complaining about Once Human.
To be fair, you have played this longer than I thought you would. After you said you were losing.
I want to look how many hours.
No, I don't mean in general. I mean since you said you were losing sort of your love of it. I thought,
right, but
it's
I'm
not
saying
gonna
like
last long.
for a free game, for me to put 255 hours into it, that speaks to the value, the all the things this game does well.
You've definitely had your money's worth. You've had your
I've had my money's. I got my $1 worth.
You got your $1 worth. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
But as they say, Duke, all good things come to an end.
Well, Stephen Colbert is about to do his last show, and that makes me very sad. And this game has turned into a turd, so that makes me sad. I don't want things to end.
It's a giant turd. Just accept it.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't at the beginning. When it was simple.
I got some good years out of it.
Yeah, and then he just overcomplicated everything, which is what happens to every MMO eventually.
Not once New World. That never got overcomplicated. They just pulled the plug.
But
yes, Guild Wars 2 got too complicated. That was annoying.
It did. Yeah, everything. I don't know. I've never played these games, but I'll just take your word for it.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about Pragmata. Because I'm still playing this game, Pragmata, and I've had my first really big boss fight.
Ooh.
Which took, how long did it take? Probably it was good 15 minutes, 20-minute boss fight. It was a big one. But it was all right. It was kind of interesting and fun, and it kept on sort of changing. It would change up as you was going through it in stages, which I'm kind of fine with. I don't have any issue with that. And it does enough. It leaves you plenty of supplies in the area, so when you're running low and stuff, you can pick something else up while you're trying to evade the big boss that's trying to kill you at the time. And these scale-wise, this boss was big. You were like a little tiny ant at the side of this giant monster thing that you had to fight. I genuinely think that Chinny, you would really like this game.
I think I will.
Because I just think the structure of it is just so up your alley. The gameplay mechanics.
It's a game game, isn't it? It's a game.
Yeah.
Fucking game.
The interesting combat. Map's great. I mean, it's not open by any means, so don't be expecting to go into this and you're going to get an open world, because you ain't.
That's fine. I don't mind.
It's pretty linear.
Yeah, good.
There aren't really many branching paths. It's a fairly linear route through the levels. But they're really, really well structured levels, and I really like how they break the levels up. So as when you get to a sort of a pivotal point in a level, you'll be given like a shortcut, if you will. So you can unlock it's a ladder. It's really weird how it works. So you unlock a ladder, and then you can climb down it to go back to your hub world.
Right.
So if you're low on health, or you need to, or you've got stuff you can level up, you can sort of almost take a break from the level, go back to the hub world, level all your shit up, regain all your health, and then just carry on from that spot in the level.
Lovely.
So I really like that. I think that's such a cool idea. It is so much better. You can save, but you can only save in the hub. So you can't save anywhere else during the game. But the shortcuts just negate all that stuff. And if you die, then
you're not like teleporting, which is a little game. You know, it's immersion breaking if you teleport. So for this,
there's no
for that third option rather than teleporting.
Yeah. So it does that, and it's done really cool. Occasionally, once or twice, I got to a pretty hard bit, got killed, and I had to do a little bit of work to get back to that. But it breaks them up in a really nice way that it never feels like you're being punished too much if you die. You know, you can quickly get back to the bit you were at. I love this game. I think it's so well made. Again, voice acting is top notch. Story's really interesting. I like the idea of this like AI bot android that looks like a real person and actually learns like one.
Yeah.
So she's constantly learning from you all the time and from the situations you're going through during the game. I think it's brilliant. I absolutely love this game.
Yeah, heard good things.
When I'm playing other stuff, I just like want to go back and play this.
Yeah.
So it's really, really well done.
Cool.
And it looks beautiful, animated really, really well. And like I say, there's so little I can criticize about it because I just think it's such a. I mean, like we said before, I think that like Capcom are just on fire at the moment.
They need to share their notes.
Yeah,
You know
they
what I
do.
mean? They
There-
need to
there
tell
is some-
other
there is
developers how they're
something.
doing this.
Hey,
Yeah.
Bethesda, here's a note. Put games out.
Make
Yeah,
good games.
Well, good games. We don't want just any old game. But yeah, the other developers need to take notes, not only from a sort of gameplay, voice acting, script, story, aesthetics, and everything, but just from optimization. The fact it runs on everything pretty well, without any issues.
Yeah.
They are setting
They're
the
doing something.
benchmark for
They're doing
games.
something. Capcom, like, 10
Something's
years
happening.
10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, Capcom wasn't the shit, was it? It wasn't the big
Well,
boys.
I mean, they've always been pretty.
They've always,
good.
they've always been up there.
They've
but
always
like,
been pretty good.
you wouldn't say like, oh, Capcom, they're the ones that are setting the trends.
I don't
like,
know.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. Resident Evil 4. Resident
They've
Evil
always
in
put out
general.
No,
good
I'm talking-
games, but they haven't always been like at the vanguard.
I'm talking at like
No.
when Skyrim was at its height and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
If I said to you when Skyrim come out, it's like Bethesda are gonna fuck it all up.
You got to watch Capcom though.
Capcom are gonna be the ones that you like Capcom Street Fighter. Fuck off.
Yeah.
So it's
And you know what else? And this is a rarity in video games these days.
what?
They've made a little kid character, apart from obviously Clementine, because she's not annoying.
No.
But they've actually made a kid character that's not annoying.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna be. I'll be
She's
honest. I thought
alright.
she was gonna annoy me. But she's just too cute for that, man.
Yeah.
She's so cute.
Ah,
And
little cutie.
every now and again, she'll come and just give you a drawing she's done. She'll be like, I've done a drawing for you. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to pin that
I don't
up.
remember her voice being like spine curdling.
It is a little bit, but I don't
Okay, a
know.
little bit
She's
is
so
okay, but not
endearing.
like-
She's so endearing that I just don't
I think
care
that's the
anymore.
problem a lot, especially Japanese and games from China and stuff
Yeah.
like. They just ratchet the voice cutesiness. It's just there's a difference between being cute and being cutesy. And if something's cutesy, that just drives me nuts. If something's cute, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I think she's one of the better kid characters in a video game for sure. And she's
All right,
funny.
people,
you
that's
know,
your
some of the
question
stuff
for
she
the
does.
week. What are the other cool kid characters in video games?
Yeah, apart from Clementine and
And
Diana,
Pragmata.
she's called. Yeah, she's called Diana.
Okay.
And I very rarely remember names of video game characters. So it just tells you. Do you know what I mean? Just tells you that I'm kind of impressed. But yeah, Pragmata again, massive thumbs up. One of the this will be definitely high on my game of the year list for sure.
Very good.
Yeah. Cool.
Okie dokie.
All right, so is that back to me then?
Yeah, back to you or Chinny.
Dude, Chinny, you got something else? Oh,
He's
my
actually
God,
got
there's
games.
something on
He
Chinny's
got
list.
games. He's got
Yeah.
one
Holy
more
shit.
game.
I'm going out with a bang.
Go on, do it, Chinny.
Yes, I have played. I've been playing this for a while. In fact, when did I start playing this? I started playing Pikmin 4 on the 30th of May 2025. So almost a year to the day that I started playing Pikmin. But I've decided to keep going with it because it's bloody good. I've got a huge soft
It's a good
spot.
reason to keep going with the game.
Yeah, I've got a huge soft spot for Pikmin. I do love it, and Pikmin. I was always sort of like skeptical about, like, because the big thing is like you've got this dog like Dochi, I think his name, or Dochi or something like that. Dochi is the rapper, isn't it? Right. But anyway, yeah, and I was like a bit like, oh, whatever, it's just a gimmick. But I do genuinely believe that this is probably the best Pikmin game ever made. It's way better than the first three, and it just keeps on throwing stuff at you. Like every time you rescue another person, it's like, oh, I've got these time challenges for you. Oh, I've got these battle challenges for you. I'm like, oh my god, this game never ends, and it's just a huge collectathon. And you know, there's
And
these
does that
challenges.
not get annoying? It's not. It's
No, it's like
included in a way that's good and fun. Not,
yeah, so on the screen now is basically like how fast can you collect everything in this stage? You know, it's like a kind of like a thing, and I just kept on playing it over and over because I can do better, I can do better, I can do better.
Yeah.
And then you have these battles where you have to battle like an AI, and you can play against somebody, you know, for real, but you battle like an AI thing, and you've got to beat them by 100 points. And I was doing it. I was like, I can't do it. And then I realized like the way to do it is like you have to basically like be like steal stuff from them. You know what I mean? Like you have to go over to them and like start annoying like their Pikmin and stuff. Yeah, fantastic game. Really well made. Just everything just works so well. The levels are so interesting and fun. And there's like, I've looked at the gameplay on this because I've loaded up the video and it's like 20 hours long. And I'm like 2/3 in. I just watched a bit and I was like, I've not even seen this level, so I'm not. There's way more to do, and yeah, I'm just scratching the surface really. I hope anyway. So yeah.
And that's a good sign when that happens and you're not feeling daunted or overwhelmed.
No,
Because sometimes I'll do that in a game and I'll be like, oh god, there's still all this left to do.
My only criticism really is like it's just because none of it's voice acted. It's all you know. Yeah, it's all sort of like reading it, yeah, and that gets a bit like, oh my god, another fucking.
We know
thing.
how much you love reading.
Yeah, another thing I've got to. It does slow the pace a lot when you just constantly just reading stuff. But no, it's great. Pikmin 4, one of the best Pikmins out there, and a Nintendo franchise that for some reason Nintendo love. Like they keep making Pikmin, but like I don't think.
Well, this is one that's
they love
obviously
every bloody franchise. They keep
no,
making all
for
of
example, like you know, like I know Star
on,
Fox
man.
has
Come
been.
on, man.
I know Star Fox has been just announced, but like they abandoned Star Fox for a long time, you know. So like it's just.
What was the last Donkey Kong game they made?
Donkey
Oh,
Kong
they're always
Bonanza.
making Donkey. Yeah, they make a lot of
Like
Donkey
literally
Kong
like
games.
No,
this year.
They
Or last-
basically got about, I don't know, 8 franchises, and they just keep making games.
Yeah,
for
but there
all
are
of
some
those.
franchises
Hey,
that
if
you
it ain't
think
broke,
like.
don't fix it.
That, for example, like Mario, Zelda, Mario Kart, and the like those franchises that they will keep tapping into, and they're mainstream. You know, you've got Mario movies, you've got a Zelda movie coming out.
I get it.
Right.
I get
But
it.
the thing is with Pikmin is like no one's asking for it. Do you know what I mean? Like no one's going like I've never been stopped on. I've never seen a Pikmin tattoo. Do you know what I mean? Like I've seen a Mario tattoo. I've never.
I got one on my ass. Did I not show you my
Yeah,
Pikmin?
But the thing is, like, for some reason, like, they
got
just
6 of 'em.
keep making them. Like, they just love Pikmin games. And, you know, F-Zero, for example, they haven't made an F-Zero for fucking years. But for some reason, Pikmin just keeps getting games. And it wouldn't surprise me if we get a 5 soon.
Wow.
They just
No,
love
I'll tell you what, I
making
was
them.
looking up, okay, let's see how it's selling. According to Wikipedia, citing Gematsu, whatever website that is. In Japan, Pikmin 4 had the best launch week of the series, selling 401,000 units, physical units, a number larger than the last week's sales of the 3 previous games of the franchise combined. Oh, sorry,
Right.
the first week's sales of the 3 previous games of the franchise combined. So,
It does well.
as of March 2024, it sold 3.48 million copies worldwide. So you're saying people aren't asking for it, but clearly people are into
buying it. Yeah. And I'm one of, actually, I didn't buy this. I borrowed it from Jamie at work. But, you know, the game is so good that I thought about giving it back to...
I thought about buying it.
No, I thought about giving it back to Jamie and was like, I'm just going to buy this for myself. I just don't want to
Yeah,
play this all the
right.
time. I love it. So Pikmin 4, fantastic. Love it.
Yeah. Cool.
Wow. Pemby2 said, guys, get on with it. I'm in hospital with a blood clot. I agree with you.
Oh,
These are
no.
silly. Bloody hell, Pemby2. I hope
What?
you're okay.
Sorry.
Wow, sorry to hear that.
Silly. Yeah, that
Wow.
sucks. Feel better soon, dude.
Yeah, feel better soon, man.
Wow.
Yeah, but we're talking, just going back to Nintendo franchises that didn't do so well. I often wonder whatever happened to Splatoon, because they did 2 of those games, didn't they?
They
And
did
then
3.
almost...
They did 3.
Did they do 3? You see, I only thought they ever did 2.
No, they did 3.
But I think that might reinforce to them like why I tried to do a new franchise, because when we do, they're not as successful as the established ones. So maybe we don't need to.
The last
bother.
one, I had to
don't
look
know.
this up, by the way. This isn't me being a genius with the years, but the last one was 2022. So not that long ago.
He is
4
a
years.
genius of the year. People.
4 years ago, Stu.
Yeah, so wow.
So-
Isn't it?
so-
Is that when it came out? Splatoon 3.
Splatoon 3, yeah. But
Bloody
so
hell.
you just wasn't paying attention, Stu. You just wasn't paying attention.
Obviously not.
No.
Obviously not. So yeah, I don't know what to say.
Pikmin
Pikmin 4, thumbs up. from
Pikmin
Chinny.
4 is the one.
Is all right. It's all
Forget
right.
about Splatoon. Pikmin 4 is where you need to be.
I never.
Yeah, I don't think that. I genuinely don't think they'll revisit Splatoon. In all honesty, I
In
think
5
that
years,
might
they'll
have-
come out with a legacy edition
Yeah,
and
maybe.
I never say never with Nintendo. I mean, the whole. I'll go into the Star Fox thing now, since we're talking about Nintendo. So, for people that don't know, they had a big Star Fox sort of live stream thing, and everybody was like, a new Star Fox, and then they come out and they're like, oh my god, like it's a new Star Fox, and they name it Star Fox, and it's like, it's a new one finally, and everybody's a little bit upset with it because it is basically a remake of Star Fox 64, or if you're in the UK, Lilac Wars, because it wasn't called Star
Yeah.
Fox. And I love Star Fox 64. I absolutely adore it, and I've got so much. I spent so many hours just playing it. So I do. This who have they made this game for? Me. Yeah. But I'm disappointed
Yeah.
as well because I wanted a new game, and so a few people are upset that the fact that it's just a remake of 64, but also
Yeah, but that's going to bankroll the new game that they're going to make next.
a lot of people are upset by the style. Like basically, like they've made it look too realistic. Like the characters look too realistic, and like Fox has got like a big thick neck and he's a big sort of weird thing, and Toad looks very wet. And they've just made the models
right.
a bit too
You had
realistic.
me a wet Toad.
Personally, I didn't.
Ooh.
I watched the trailer. I was like, they all look fine to me. I don't know what the big deal is, but everybody was up in arms about it.
Well, the thing is, though, they've got a more powerful piece of hardware now. Why would you make it look like the old one? You've got
Yeah.
to
I think-
sort of show off the new hardware.
I think the one thing that people sort of cling on to is on the front cover of the first game, they're puppets. You know, the real puppets
Yeah.
on the front cover. I think everybody wanted puppets. They wanted them to be puppets, but they're just animals. That was just yeah. So
The characters
look,
in a
I'll
video
I'll
game.
buy it and I'll play it because I fucking love Star Fox. Right, 64. I didn't. The SNES one I did play a bit, but I didn't like it as much. And there's a couple after that I played. I played the GameCube Star Fox Adventures, which is nothing like a Star Fox game. I still played that. But no, the 64 one, I know it's one of those games where I couldn't tell you how to get to all the secret levels, but I reckon if I play it enough, I'll probably just remember anyway. So yeah, there you are. So Star Fox 64. Right, I'll shut up.
No, well, we'll see. Time will tell. You might play it and go, "What the fuck did I think when I was a teenager playing this thing?"
Bum 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 bum. Yeah, I know all the soundtrack, all the. Oh god, I loved it. I loved it.
Or it could just be amazing. It's just going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okie dokie. We have. Is that it? Is that? Oh, we're going to talk about Motorslice. Shall we talk about that?
Sure, and I got another one if we got time, but if not, I can wait till next week.
Let's talk about Motorslice.
Okay, here we go, people. We're going to talk about Motorslice. You ready? We happen to have audio of the development team in action, so take us back in time.
Ooh.
Here we go.
All right, guys, I got it. You ready? Here it comes. All right, here we go. The game that we've been brainstorming about. It's gonna. Okay, there's like a lady in an orange jumpsuit, right? No, wait. Hear me out. Hang on a second. I know we've had a million of those, but here's the thing. She's running around an abandoned area. No, I know. Hang on a second. Wait. She's doing parkour stuff around this abandoned. I know. Hang on a second. But here's the thing. She's got this like robot companion. I know. But hang on a second though. She's got a chainsaw that'll take you up the wall sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Am I right? That's going to work. It's going to sell 1 million copies.
Well, we've had lollipop chainsaw before, so that's already been done as well.
Did that take you up the wall though?
No, it did take you.
Yeah, but did it take you to the wall? Like,
It was a woman with a chainsaw.
It was, yes. The only thing this game does at all new is the chainsaw going up the wall, and I am fucking here for it. I
like
was
it.
attracted by the aesthetic of this game, and then I started playing it, and at first I was like, okay, parkour, whatever. And then you use the chains. First of all, you use the chainsaw to attack, like, tractors that are attacking you. So to be fair, if I'm going to be intellectually honest,
we've got
I'm going to hate that
history.
in Alan Wake.
History,
Yes.
yeah, exactly. History of you not liking attack
I have to admit it. It's pretty stupid when you're being attacked by construction machines.
By a digger.
By a digger. The big shovel coming at you. But to be fair, it's very easy to destroy them. There's not much combat, at least in the hour or so I've played so far. But the chainsaw, I just love the chainsaw thing. You just put it in the wall. There's certain walls, most of the walls you can't do this with, but there's certain like orange and black walls that you just put it in and you just go straight up. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I was okay with this game, but I had a few issues. The parkour's not parkoury enough.
Right.
No, it's kind of wonky at times, hard to tell where you're supposed to
it's
go.
not fluid enough.
No,
Although
it's
it is quite cool though. If you're swinging on stuff, if you hold the button down, it just automatically swings from one to another. So it does
that,
get a bit of
and
fluidity.
what Mirror's Edge is supposed. The thing about Mirror's Edge is like you feel like a badass when you get it. So like in this game, I have a few times felt kind of like a badass because I'm like, okay, up here and then bounce, and then climb, grab that ledge. I have felt like a badass a couple of times.
Yeah, I agree. I don't disagree with that. I've got a couple of issues though with the orbs, finding the orbs that you collect. And one of those is when you use a chainsaw up a wall.
Yeah.
Once you get to the top, there's no way to get back down again without dying. Because I got to the top of a wall and then I saw an orb underneath me. I'm like, oh, that's all right. I can just chainsaw back down it, but you can't.
That
There's
would
no
be smart.
way of doing it.
Put that in there.
Yeah.
I mean, especially in a game like this in 2026, like once upon a time, it was like, in Skyrim, it's like, okay, there's no easy way to get up to that top of that mountain unless you walk up. And then when you jump off, but even in Skyrim, they did the thing of like, you can turn into a ghost and then you just jump off the mountain. They should have something like that in this game.
Yeah, there was no way to get down once you got over a certain height because you just died every. And I've got to say that the deaths are pretty brutal.
Oh man, and they're brutal, and then they cut away as soon as you realize how brutal they are. Oh my god, her legs all fucked up. I'll start over. Okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
but
it's
no,
like
you're right.
blood everywhere. It's like, whoa,
awesome.
what the fuck is that? So yeah, it's this cutesy looking, I don't know, animated character, and then the next minute she's just a blood splat on the floor.
Well, speaking of that too, like I got this on the Xbox, right, on my PC, and then okay, I'm gonna put it in my Steam launcher, and so I'm gonna go to there's a Steam grid database where they got grids for every game. So I go looking for this one. Guess what the top rated grid for this game is?
I don't know what a grid is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, so it's the cover basically on Steam, the thing you click to open the game.
The death.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not the death. I wouldn't be too revolted by that.
Oh.
Oh.
Is it like a sexy picture or something.
It's her bazongas, just enormous boobs, or like, just zoomed in on her ass. And I'm like, come on, what the hell is wrong with y'all?
I didn't
Does
even know this
everything
was
have
a
to be
thing. So it's like a custom picture for opening it. Is that
Yeah,
what
well,
this is?
yeah, right, exactly. Someone made fan art, and it's Rule 34. Is that the number of the rule? Like, if it can have porn about it, it will.
I
It's
didn't
just
even know this was
so-
a thing. That is
man.
so.
Oh, dude.
Random.
Anything you think is purely good and sweet, there's porn about it. I mean, and sometimes it's funny. Like, I don't know. If you were to do Rocket League porn, like, I mean, I don't know how you would do that, but it would just be ridiculous.
You,
know
you
what I'm
haven't
saying?
seen the things
But
I've
this
seen,
game-
dude.
She looks like she's 14, dude. What are y'all doing? I'm gonna
I get
make it.
she's
Big
she
old
has-
bazongas.
She has got a look of Lara Croft, I guess.
She does have a
Maybe
look of
that's
Lara
the
Croft, yes.
Maybe
I
that's
mean,
the influence.
Anime
for
Lara
it, I
Croft,
don't
But
know.
it's also the fact that you don't necessarily need something to start with for these guys. They're just like, oh, woman, yeah, I'm
yeah.
gonna make big bazongas. It's just, so
Yeah,
whatever.
That is
Anyway,
a weird choice. Weird
it's so
choice.
weird. But the game is good. I haven't uninstalled it. I'm gonna keep playing. I played it a lot more than I thought I would. So I don't know.
I didn't mind it. I think I got a bit frustrated when I died at a certain point. I can't even remember when that
Sure.
was. I got to a certain
Yeah.
point in the game. I did
And
play
the
it
story
for-
is basically garbage. Like, I
Yeah,
would not play this.
way longer than I thought I would. So I did play this game for a lot longer than I thought I would do. But yeah, generally it was fine. Like I say, I think the only issues I did have was I didn't feel it was parkoury enough. Somehow.
Yeah, I agree. I do think there's an interesting mix of, like, there's a little bit of problem solving, not too much, but you're sliding down stuff, you're climbing up those poles, and you can move around on them. You're zooming out of the way of these spinning blade dealies. I think there's an interesting mix of stuff. So
I didn't hate it,
Yeah.
and I think that's a good sign.
it is a good sign. I agree.
Yeah, I didn't
So
hate
2
it. I
thumbs up
thought
on
it was alright.
Motorslice.
Yeah,
Maybe Chinny
I
will
would give
play
it
it.
a thumbs up.
Yeah.
It's not as big as thumbs up as Mixtape, can I just say?
Well,
I feel like I played the wrong game.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Chinny would have liked this, if I'm being honest.
At least it's a
That's fair.
game, though. It's a bit of a game.
It's a game. Oh, no, it's definitely a game.
Well,
yes, it is.
There's wall running and all that kind of jive.
yeah,
Wow, I didn't know you could zoom under those. I was going back and forth between the two platforms on the spinning blade dealing. Anyway, that's it.
Yeah.
That's mixed. Motorslice. Right.
Motorslice.
Motorslice.
Can't keep track of all these different games.
Yeah. No, I
By the
like
way,
it.
speaking of wet frogs, whoops. Oh, I muted the website. Damn it. Yeah.
Dad, are you licking toads?
I'm not licking toad.
It's classic.
He's not.
Yeah.
Okie doke. Yeah, shall we do? We have got an email and we have got a SpeakPipe. Duke has got one more game. I think we've got time. Shall we get it in? V-Rising? Let's see what
I
you
hope
think.
I get like a wave of emails next week going, Chinny,
Yeah.
please, like, don't go.
Be here. Don't go.
Oh, don't
You
worry
want to be
about your,
missed.
don't worry about your family. Like,
Yeah, really.
get fuck
We're
'em,
your
just,
family.
just stay here and talk about video games.
Do we
You can't
need to
do this
start a
without you.
petition? Do we need to start a petition for this?
You can start a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Because then you can hire a nanny and be like, look,
Yeah,
2
there
hours,
you
3
go.
hours a week. You don't have to
Yeah.
be here a lot, just 3 hours a week.
It's
We'll
on
pay you
social hours, though,
$100
isn't
an
it?
hour.
8:30 on a Sunday. Jeez.
Well,
Yeah, it'd be fine.
Mary Poppins would do it. Did you say
Name-
Mary? No, I didn't. Sherry Bobbins is my name. Anyway, so I'm talking about my
Yeah.
last one then.
Yes.
Okay. So V Rising is a vampire survival crafting game.
Oh gosh.
So survival crafting. Hang on, wait. Hear me out. Survival crafting.
I'm going to sleep.
Okay, hang
I'm
on a
going
second.
to sleep.
You build your own house. Hang on, wait, hear me out. You're a vampire. Okay, that's the twist. It's gonna have something. Yeah, and I'll be honest, I don't want to be a vampire. I don't want to suck the blood of humans. But here's the thing: at
Lame.
least I've only played it for like an hour because I had a free weekend this weekend. So I was like, "Ooh, I should have tried it at the start of the weekend," but instead I forgot about it until this afternoon, right before we were about to record. It's like, all right, I'll play for half an hour. Look, okay, I don't like killing humans in Fallout, right? How do they get around it? How do they get me to kill humans in Fallout? Who do you kill in Fallout? Who's the
evil
number
people.
one? The evil people, the bandits, the raiders. So that's what they did in this game. It's like there's people who are clearly horrible people. They've set up, and you know how that you know they're horrible? Because their base is made of junk.
Yes.
and they got like spikes on their heads.
okay.
And
Yeah,
that's
spikes.
evil,
Spikes
man. I
is
tell you.
the absolute.
It's the universal indicator of evil post-apocalypse. So
Yeah.
I'll tell you, people, if you have to set up a base in
Or
and after the
skulls.
apocalypse, do not put any skulls up there. Do not
Skulls.
put any spikes on you.
There's
your
I don't know
base.
if you're aware of this. It's quite a famous sketch by David Mitchell and Robert Webb from Peep Show, and they did a sketch where they're the Germans, right, and they've got skulls on their like hats and stuff and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And David Mitchell says to Robert Webb, "Are we the baddies? We've got the skulls, you know, like." And they're like, "Yeah, I think we are, you know."
Yeah. They do
So-
look badass, but they do indicate
Yeah. So
evil
that's
intentions.
that's the one.
So anyway, you know, in addition to having the vampire aspect, like that brings in a few new interesting mechanics. So you have to feed off. First of all, it's got some magic stuff in it, which is interesting because most of these
It's
games
an
don't have that.
isometric game. We should point
It's
out.
isometric, so that's a little different. I don't love isometric
It
games. if
does.
they're
It does have a
survival.
bit of a Diablo look about it. doesn't
It
Yeah.
does, and it plays a little like Diablo as well. Not nearly the same number of like swarming monsters as Diablo, but you know, you're queue up a spell and then you position with the mouse or presumably the thumbsticks. Yeah, but you know, like you have to. So you kill a deer and then you suck its blood out,
no.
and then you can
Nice.
use that blood to like heal up and stuff. And you have to put blood into your base. That's how you keep it from deteriorating,
Right.
right?
Sure.
Most of the time you put like
Does
wood
that
and
fit
stuff.
with vampire lore? That?
I guess.
Apparently so.
I've never heard of a vampire.
No.
I think it fits with vampire lore plus survival video games.
Yes.
So that they're
I
breaking
was
new
trying to
ground.
think
and
of
that's-
like other survival games that have this view, but I suppose Project Zomboid is kind of like this,
Project
isn't it?
Zomboid has it.
That kind of-
Something elemental nature. There's another one I played that was
Yeah.
pretty good that had this isometric. And you know, it's fine. It's just that with Rust and once human, rest in peace. If I can play a game where it's proper third person or first person, I'd rather do that, right, Icarus? So yeah, I'm spoiled for options in survival. So anyway, the point is, it's good. I set up a little base, and I was trying. And the other thing is, if you're in the sun, you're fucked. You gotta hide in the shadows, and that's a cool mechanic because
No,
it's
that
not
does
always
fit with
possible.
vampire lore.
It definitely
does.
fits with vampire. I haven't run into any garlic patches, but I hope that would fuck me up as a vampire. But it's the thing of like, yeah, like I was building my base and then the sun came out from behind a cloud and it was like start to fry me. My health is, I'm like, so I ran behind a tree. So that's an interesting dynamic because you got to get a base built so you don't wither in the sun.
You're not
right?
allowed to go in somebody's house unless you're invited in. That's vampire
I haven't
lore.
tried doing that, but that is vampire lore.
And
I
as they
wonder
say
if
in
that's-
What We Do in the
is it?
Shadows, it goes, they've got the welcome mat that counts. So
we could go into Panera. I understand the Panera bread.
Yeah.
I just remember there's a whole lot of stuff about
yeah.
Panera bread.
Fucking Mike.
And
That's
fucking
me.
Mike. So anyway, I built this little base and I was about to try to put, roof on it and stuff. So I'm not getting toasted by the sun. And this fucking, I don't even remember what it was. This big old monster came and destroyed me. It was called, I know what it was called. It was called a forest dweller. And it looked like a cross between a spider and a crab. And it fucked me up. And then I was like, what? And it says, oh, you died. And then it said, what killed you? And it said like forest dweller, level 27. I was level
Wow.
like 7 or something. It was like, it was way over my so I don't know if I went too far into the map or if it wandered out into a lower area. I was just like, what? So the point is, I could have kept it installed and played some more after the show tonight, but I got some schoolwork I should do. I'm not promising I will, but maybe. And so I liked it well enough. I thought I had some interesting new bits. People rave about this. This is the, so there's certain games that the survival gaming Reddits will just go nuts over. The Forest is one they just will not stop banging on about. This game and like Terraria is probably the other like top pick that people just love, aside from the usual Minecraft whatnot. But yeah, so anyway, I enjoyed it. It's $15. It's like on sale for half price right now, and there was a part of me that's like, I probably like it well enough, and even if I play it for 2 hours and I don't love it, I can refund it. But then I was like, nah, I'll just keep it on my wish list. It's only going to get cheaper from here on out, so I'll probably be able to get it for a tenner at some point.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been out for quite a while, I believe.
It has. It's 2 years old at this point, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say. But it looks fine. I mean, like I say, it looks like a vampire
It's fluid. Everything
Diablo.
makes sense. Yeah, and they got these like training, tutorials, top left corner. It's like, do this, do this, do this. And then you do it. And it's like, you finish this level, you level up. So, yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Right, we have got an email and we have got SpeakPipe, so let's do those.
Here comes the emails jingle.
When you dribble down the court with an email, you leave your dreams at the top of the key.
Brilliant,
Yeah.
like it.
Oh,
Well, we've got 2 emails off Jason, but he sent one in tonight and one on another day. I'm going to read the one from tonight because it's particularly big, so we'll go with that one.
Yeah, is it about,
he
I'm
says-
sorry, I was talking about eBay being bought by GameStop because clearly that didn't happen. It never was
No,
going
it didn't
to happen.
happen.
Somehow
It
I don't
didn't
think
happen.
he is going to say that. I'm just joking with you, Jason. I love you.
He says, smear it onto your own arms, Chinny. That's what he's telling you to do.
What? Oh, this is
I
about
don't
poop again.
Smear it onto your own arms, Chinny. Of course, my communication will never outdo the Veteran Games' a 2-hour discussion on poo and improper wiping.
Yeah.
But here's my 2 cents. So, yeah, he's referring to Chinny saying that if you wiped a bit of shit off your arm with a tissue, would it be enough?
Correct.
Which is a good analogy. It's a good
It is a
analogy.
good
I'll divulge something personal. I woke up in the morning, have a coffee, a poo, a good wipe, or 10 depending, then a shower. If by chance I come up with a second number 2 later in the day, it's all good because I shower when I get home from work. Always clean. That's a very clean man there. He's very
Wait,
clean.
does that mean he takes 2 showers on a typical day?
2 showers in a day.
Depends what your job
Man,
is, doesn't
what kind
it?
of work does he do?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Feels excessive.
The Chinny arm smear theory is negligible. Yeah, 2 showers a day. Wash the hair twice too. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. It's not good for your hair, Jason.
No, I don't wash my hair that often.
You need to keep all the natural oils in there. So don't be, you're washing all the goodness out of your hair by doing it twice a day. Once a
Sounds
day
like a
is
hit
enough.
song.
Some people only do it, once every 3 days.
I do it. I do
2
it
or
about
3
twice a
days.
week. Wash my hair. I don't do it
Yeah,
every shower.
couple times a week.
I don't wash my hair every shower. No way.
Yeah. I mean, I do, and the only reason I do that is because I'm in a sweaty kitchen all day, so my hair
Yeah.
always feels grubby
Yeah.
and horrible. But for a
Yeah.
normal person, I reckon twice a day is way too much hair washing.
Way too much.
It'll fall out, Jason. Trust me. Nothing beats a
Gonna look like
fortunate
me.
hot shower twice a day. Stop talking about feces, you lunatics. Wash your ass.
We will never stop talking about feces.
I have questions for you. If a game barely has any game because it's mostly watched, is it okay to review it as you would a film? I guess. I don't suppose it matters. You see, yeah, go on. Go on. What do you think, dude?
I was going to say, I think that games, for me at least, and it's all subjective. We were just talking about this with regard to movies, like me and the Duchess at brunch. I think that for me, a game has to have, and I was also thinking about this when you were talking about that game you talked about last week, Stu, where it's mostly just pushing A to advance the story.
Yeah.
I just don't think for me, I mean, that's fine. And I've enjoyed certain experiences like that, but I just don't think of them as games. I think of a game as something that involves me making choices or solving puzzles or manipulating the environment in some way. That's just me.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. It's an interesting question, but
yeah,
I guess you just review it on what you're given, don't you? Regardless of whether it's meant to be a game or a film or an interactive experience or...
Right.
I don't know. It depends what aspects you're looking at. You're looking at story. You're looking at, like we said with Pragmata, the story seems pretty cool and the game's pretty cool, the gameplay.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting question. I don't really know the answer to it. I think you just review it on its own merits.
Any thoughts about how to review a game that's mostly movie-ish?
Yeah, review it. No, review it as a game and say that it's shit because it's not a game, and say it's more like a movie.
There you go. There's the answer.
Tell us what you really think, Chin.
Game's a game, movie's a movie. Sort it out.
Yeah.
No,
well, that is a question I have. It's like, okay,
games
if you made this thing, what made you want to make it in a game space rather than doing it as a movie?
Correct.
And my guess is, they play a lot of video games. They didn't want to, or they don't know how to make it a proper game. And so they just said, okay, I know how to access this space. It's probably easier to get your, story in front of a bunch of people if you do it as a game than it is to try to do it as a film.
If you make something as a game, like, there has to be, like you say, like a reason for it. And, is this something I could have just watched as a film? And that, for me, fails as a game. Like, Mixtape couldn't be a film, really, because, I mean, really, it wouldn't be a... to be brutal, it wouldn't be the best film you've ever seen. It would be like a kind of cool film, but it wouldn't be like But the fact that you can play some of these scenarios and you haven't done these before in a game, that sort of makes it interesting, you know.
Agreed.
Agreed.
He continues, especially since it is a story game that received dozens of 10s out of 10s. Because as a movie, one recent game is absolute trash, out of touch, Gen Z dressed into the 90s. I'm assuming he's referring to Mixtape. I don't think that's true. I think that Mixtape did a really good job of not really, doing that sort of stuff, having any messages or anything. It was just kind of a nice coming of age story, as Chinny and I have said.
It's clearly pitched at Gen Z hipsters. I mean, not hipsters.
I suppose
it's the Gen Z or Gen X nostalgia.
It never really commits to too much slang or it's purposely quite vague.
Yeah.
In order to cast a wide net, I think. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I think if it's definitely not the 80s. It's kind of, but like if you grew up in the 80s, you probably still connect with it. I grew up in the early noughties, and I can still connect with it. So, like I feel like it's just sort of casting away the slang and all that sort of stuff. It's not really committing to like, the characters are saying, they're not saying like slay and all that sort of stuff, or they're not saying rad or things like that. They're just sort of. It's all kind of a bit vague of like what time it is.
Right.
And like I said, I only spotted 91, 92 because it was on a very small trophy.
I think as well there were a lot of visual cues, like clues or cues, I guess, because there was obviously the VHS players, there were the tape decks,
CDs.
But at the same time, like you say,
boxes.
Like she has wireless headsets. And she has a CD.
Well, it obviously isn't. I think they just couldn't animate a wire moving around.
She has a CD player, but
so that suggests late 90s, early
that suggests. So what I feel like they've just cherry picked the best. Bits.
True. I hadn't thought of that, but yeah, right.
But like for me, I would instantly go like I would never have a CD player as a portable player because they were unreliable. They would always jump. So
and they jumped all the time.
But at the same time, like the convenience of them, the fact that you could play, I don't know, like you could go to the next track instantly, which was a huge deal back then. So it was a pick your poison type of thing back in the day.
But the thing that annoys me about her having a CD is because the fucking game is called Mixtape.
Well, there's that.
True.
But Chinny, that became a figurative
I
thing.
know,
there's people making mixtapes in 2026. It's digital mixtapes.
But one of the first things
your mind,
you get
Quaid. Open your mind. Here, let me introduce you to my friend Quado. Open your mind.
Don't show your belly on the stream. We'll get banned. One of the first things you do is like you put a pencil in a cassette tape. Like it's Mixtape. You should have a Walkman like with a cassette tape, not a fucking CD. But whatever.
Well,
it is a bit of a weird design choice, that I guess. And also, in the late 90s, there was no CD rewrite. So she couldn't have done a mixed compilation on a CD at the time anyway.
That's what I mean. Is like.
That's not true. I think they were. I seem to remember doing some in '97 because I was at New College in '97.
Really?
I seem to remember burning CDs.
It
was very early. They were very expensive. It seems unrealistic that she would have this if she's kind of. Yeah. But on the other hand, her bedroom looked pretty big there, so her family might have some cash.
the thing is they're purposely being a bit vague about.
Yes,
they're picking. They're picking and choosing.
They're having their cake and
it's a pick and mix sort of like I remember this, and no one really cares. Right. So, yeah.
Oh, I can.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong, dude. Apparently, it was 1996 that recorders and blank discs became accessible to the general consumer market, but it would have been very expensive, I guess.
It would have been very expensive, yes. I remember having to wait a few years. Although Trevor Noah talks about having one very early in his life because he had this rich white friend who just gifted it to him because they had made a lot of money with it. And then his friend was like, thanks for your help. Here, have this thing. And he talks about it being a means of production. Like it was a way for him to make cash. Which was, he was like, hey, white folks, you want to help out against white supremacy? Give people things that will help them make money. So anyway.
But yeah, I think but I do agree. I think it was kind of unrealistic that she would have access to something like that at that sort of whatever time this thing was supposedly happening. So he's interesting. But yeah, he's got an interesting point, I guess. He says, if the phrase huge if true, is from the 1990s or more recent? Question mark. I don't know. Is the phrase "huge
I've
if
never really
true"?
heard that.
No.
I don't remember hearing that in the 90s or in current
I've never
times.
heard anyone really say. I
No.
don't remember hearing it in the
Is that in
game,
the
to
game?
be
Is that in
honest.
the
But
trailer?
well, I'm guessing it must be because I don't
probably.
remember hearing
I
it.
don't
As
know. I
a
wouldn't look into it too
significant
much.
thing.
It's also the type of thing where somebody might say that and then their group of friends just says it. You know?
Yeah. No, Duke, we didn't use that phrase often in the 90s, if at all. Have you? He's got real beef with this game, hasn't he?
Apparently.
Have you ever felt like the songs deserve better in an ad or film or a bad wedding?
No,
I
a good
don't
song's a
know.
good song regardless of its context. I actually, I mean, well, I guess he's asking about like a no, like a good song and a bad ad. Is that what he's saying? Like, or a bad movie or something?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think
that
what
I'm
he's
gonna-
saying is they had some really good songs in the game, but
Yeah,
would they have
sure.
been better served in
He
an
doesn't
ad or a
want them in the
film
scheme.
instead?
Right? Yeah, that's fine. And I hear you. I mean, I remember when Mitsubishi had one line of ads that was really annoying to me because it was clearly trying to like target people like me, and it fucking worked, man. They had that telepop music song "Breathe," you know what I'm talking about? Just breathe. That's a good song, man. And they had some other song that I was like, this song slaps. I need to find out what it is. So for the first time ever, I was like, Mitsubishi ad song. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm giving Mitsubishi clicks. But on the other hand, it's a good song, you know? Like a good song's a good song.
He continues, how do you feel about a young girl having a disagreement with her father resulting in threats of terrorism on the town?
What? Is that in this game?
I don't.
I mean,
don't
terrorism.
know.
Like,
Terrorism.
I think that's a bit strong.
it's a bit strong,
Yeah.
isn't it? TP in somebody's house
It
is
is
not
definitely-
terrorism.
No, I think that was a 90s thing, but I don't know. We didn't do it in the UK, but throwing
No.
toilet rolls on someone's house, was that a thing in the 90s?
It
too?
was. It's a more of an
I
American
mean,
thing, isn't it?
that's
TP
been
in
a
a
thing
house.
for a long time. It's not.
Yeah.
We used to throw.
But it's also the type of thing I've never seen anyone actually do. I've never seen a house that's been.
We've
too
seen it in
TP.
films, though. I've seen
Yeah.
that in
Right, exactly.
films.
The
It's
British thing
gross.
was more like putting shit in a bag and setting it on fire,
Yeah,
wasn't it, Stu?
setting
Like
it on
something
fire,
more
yeah, yeah.
harmless, really. But
Billy
good-
Madison.
Yeah, or knock a door run. Knock a door run.
knock
that was
a,
the
knock
thing.
a door run and knock them out when they answer the door. That kind
Yeah.
of thing.
We
Yeah.
call it ding dong ditch.
Or get your mate Gary to shit in your hand and throw it at the window.
Yeah,
that
get
kind of
mate
just
Gary.
innocent stuff. Just
The
fun.
games that I played when I was a kid were I bet I can cut your right hand off. Interesting side note, I never lost a game of that.
Yeah.
No, I bet you didn't. Is this a legitimate 90s thing because it reeks of today, not of our youth? I don't know, Jason. I feel like
You're taking it a little too
people-
seriously there,
think-
Jason.
yeah.
people have been pranking people's houses as long as I can remember,
when
regardless of
I-
the way they do it.
When they were throwing toilet paper over that house, like you did that in Bully. You know what I mean? Like that's what I
Yeah.
thought. Like you did that in Bully. Like it's not like a
and
new
that game
thing.
came out a long time ago.
2006.
And it certainly is like a fun, cute little thing, you know. Like it's
Well,
not a huge.
that's the
I
kind of thing
feel
I've
like
seen.
he's taking this
Played it
game way too seriously.
I think he's taking the era of like. I just think they're sort of vaguely going like, this is a bunch of nostalgia. Don't worry about when it was. Like it's obviously
Yeah,
around.
He's worried
the-
about when it was.
And it's like this never happened in 1995, and I'm like, well, I don't know, that doesn't really bother me that much.
Meanwhile, not everything in
And
Kingdom
weird.
Come Deliverance is probably
Yeah,
happening in the
so-
13th century. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
we used
exactly.
to
So
throw
it's-
eggs at cars. Did you ever do that?
Yeah,
Stu?
we did do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course we did.
I
see, but
wouldn't
that's
s-
brutal because you gotta take care of that right away, man.
No, but
That
I
shit'll
was,
cake onto your car and murder to get off.
I was driving when I worked for the Express and Side, my local newspaper. I was driving the van, and my van got egged by 3 eggs.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Yeah,
even
it's
mad. I
bad.
was like, I miss those days.
Because you know that's karma. You did it a lot.
Yeah, I'm
did
like,
that.
oh, I miss
I
those
did
days.
that.
Yeah.
So he continues, I'm only asking these questions because Mixtape was one of the worst movies I have ever seen. Look, he's obviously never seen The Room.
Well, he's talking about not the
No,
toilet
he's
paper
talking
now.
about the game.
Yeah.
He's talking about like the Mixtape is not a game; it's a movie. But I would
It's-
I would
it's one
argue
of the
that it's
worst
more of a
movies.
game than some of the weird shit like
Yeah, it
that,
is.
that you drag on this show, Stu. You play games
I
that
know.
are
Well,
basically
and Jason
movies.
Gallagher probably likes a lot of those weird shit.
Probably.
I mean,
Yeah.
Pentiment.
No, that's a
is
game.
not,
That's a game.
That is
It is
that is definitely
okay,
a
bad
game.
example.
game.
Bad example. But
Yeah.
I'm sure he likes some games that aren't very gamey.
So he continues, the potential was there for me especially, but hey, Rave about how great it is, Stu, and Duke, tell us how you felt seen. And Chinny, of course, you're going to just be happy it didn't
I
get
did use that
smeared on
phrase.
your arms. Now, weirdly, I think he assumed you would hate this, Chinny, but he is wrong.
Yeah, well, look,
he is wrong.
This is why, like, you've got to keep an open mind, don't you? You know, I get that it's not shooting people in the face, but in terms of gameplay, like, it's sort of fun. I was enjoying it. Like the first skateboard ride. The one thing I will say about this game, everything's fucking downhill.
Yeah.
Look, everybody lives downhill. Let's skate downhill.
Right.
Let's go on this
it's a
train
good
down.
job. It's a good job, though, isn't it?
Show
You
you
know,
walking up the hill.
You
carrying your
never
skate.
go uphill in this game.
No,
I've
you never
noticed.
ever go
You live on a
uphill, you
Mobius
don't.
strip.
Yeah. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Look, where's Dave's house? Up the hills. Like, I ain't fucking going there. I can't ride my bike.
Dave's dead to us.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
So,
I was gonna take his birthday, but not anymore.
no.
There are people hating on this game for poor reasons, but me, I can't stand the poser and narrative matters. Characters. By the end of this movie, the characters say goodbye, and the sound from The Cure's Disintegration plays. Disintegration is one of the greatest albums ever created. I couldn't hear it, though. I could only smell poo. Not because I shit myself or didn't shower after a good wipe, but because Mixtape had smeared it all over me.
Damn.
But it's multiple
You
10
really
out
did,
of...
Jason.
Yeah, 10 out of 10s are the freshest dump on Metacritic.
Wow.
I no longer trust any game journalist. I'm on my own. Maybe they were bought or paid for. Maybe people just don't have good taste. Tell me I'm wrong. Explain how Mixtape is a 10 or a 9 or an 8 or even a 7 is over gracious.
I'll explain it. You ready? I'm going to explain it. Listen up, Jason. Here it is. You ready? Not everybody likes what you like. Some people love things that you hate, and that's just the way it is.
Wow.
That's just the way it is.
And I'm sorry to say this. This is speculation. You tell me if it's right or wrong, Jason. But be honest. Correct me if I'm wrong, but tell me if I'm right. Because I have this tendency as well. Everybody says something's awesome. My inclination is, fuck that. I'm not going to like this. I'm going to dislike it out of spite. I can't go along with the mob. Is that maybe a little bit of it for you, Jason? Maybe?
Maybe. He continues, Stu, try Perfect Tie station to station, and I think your offspring would also enjoy it. Switch and PC, I think. Good puzzle game. Yeah, I've not played that, so I'll have a look.
I think I did.
Have you played this?
I think.
Perfect Tie station to station. He says, good puzzle game this week for the son or dad SpeakPipe, Helix, Descent, and Ascent. Black and white art, new this week. Blow has one coming soon too. Or just read my emails. Nobody can figure them out. Am I right? Huge if true.
Well, we figured a bunch of things out about. I'm sorry, is that the end of it? I didn't want to cut him off.
That's the end of it. That is
okay. So station to station, actually, the gameplay is interesting. It's about like allotting resources, and there's some really cool animations. The graphics are gorgeous. It's kind of voxel, but it is a puzzle game. And yeah, no, I'll co-sign this one. It is fun. I agree.
Honestly, I'm looking at Metacritic. They should just get rid of user reviews. They're so stupid.
Well, yeah, they're so. I mean. Oh, user on Metacritic. Yeah, I like them on Steam, but I agree. Metacritic.
Like, basically, I'm looking at the Metacritic on Mixtape, and it's basically 10 out of 10 or 0 out of 10. And like,
yeah, that's the thing. It's review bombing all day.
I translated one from Portuguese, and it says this game is for people that don't like video games. The story is mediocre. You can put the controller down and let the game flow. It would have been easier to make a movie out of this. First of all, you can't put the controller down. Like, you have to.
No,
you do actually have to play it.
You're gonna fall off your skateboard.
So that's just wrong. But then like some people are like 10 out of 10. Oh my god! I was like, okay, just fuck.
Polarizing, I think.
One person says, "Not a game. The worst thing I've ever played in my life." I'm like, really? Like,
but see, here's the other thing. Metacritic is bullshit because on Steam you have to have bought it to review it. But on Metacritic, any idiot can come along and be like, I hate this game. And a lot of times, I don't know how they do it on Steam, but people will review bomb a game because it's like got lesbians in it, and they're just like, everything's bull crap, blah, blah, blah.
This one is like, Mixtape is flawed on many different levels. Flawed on many different levels, right?
I don't know about you, but if I play a game that's flawed on many levels, I don't spend a lot of time complaining about it on the internet. But then again, I have a podcast, so I get to do it on the podcast.
But I just think I know Stu plays these stupid shit games, right? But I know at least I sort of understand. Like, look, they're not for me. Like, they're not for me. Like, I know what they're for, but they're not for me. So I don't go on Metacritic and go, well, I didn't shoot anybody in the face. like, look, I know I shit on them a bit, but I know that the games are for many different people. You don't.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you're not mad if Stu likes something you don't like.
You don't watch like an artsy French film and go, well, no explosions in that. You know what I mean?
Some
Like,
people do that. I mean, some people do say, "Oh, this is bullshit."
I do it at the cinema when I watch them. Where's the fucking? Where's the explosions?
Why did you come to this movie? Didn't you know what it was about?
Yeah.
I don't know. How 400 blows. I thought it was things blowing up.
How has Amelie not got explosions?
Yeah. Yep. So
he has sent a follow-up email as we've been talking. Believe it or not.
That's the problem with Jason. You watch
luckily,
conversation.
Luckily, it's only 2 sentences, so it's fairly quick.
Mm-hmm.
Are they very long Jason sentences?
No. He's put mixed bag. She screams at her cop dad, "If you make me stay here, I will burn down this whole fucking town." So
I don't think she meant it. She meant it like.
Yeah, I don't think she meant it like
literally.
She was
like she's going to set fire to everything.
Yeah, I don't think that's what was happening here. But Jason's taking this in a literal sense, rather than So yeah. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? Anyway, thanks, Jason, for your opinion on the amazing mixtape there. And we have got a SpeakPipe.
We have got a SpeakPipe, so let's hear the SpeakPipe.
SpeakPipe! It's the way to leave a message for us.
No, that's crap. Okay, I'm going to turn the sound up because St. Diesel tends to be quiet. This one is called Man versus New Food.
Hey, veteran gamers. I thought I'd try something a little bit different this week. In the last few days, I've watched a video on YouTube, which made me feel a little bit queasy, but got me interested nonetheless. And I'm not talking about the last episode of the Veteran Gamers, but one of the regular food channels that I watch on YouTube. The guy there bought something which I knew about, but I'd never tried myself, and that is marrow bone, which apparently you can buy in stores now. I thought it was just butchers you could buy it, but basically it's a large animal bone you cut in half and you have the marrow from it. And the guy mentioned that humans had been eating it since, well, humans were around, and he's probably right there. But it looked unappetizing to me, and as I said, made me feel a little bit queasy. But it did get me thinking about food, which I put off trying and eventually got around to eating, or food which I'd never prepared before. And I got around to trying it and cooking it myself. And the closest I could come to that, think of that, was about a month ago. I bought a full trout in a fishmonger's, the head and everything, and I had to de-gut it and cut the head off and all the rest. And it turned out pretty well, I thought. But is there a food you've tried at home or in a restaurant that you've put off trying and you finally got around to trying it, or you've prepared it yourself in the home or maybe at work? And what was your reaction to it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? And I'll leave it at that for this week.
Okay, so Chinny, you're probably going to be pretty good at answering this question because you were a very fussy eater in your younger life.
Yeah, I'm a fussy. Look, people call me fussy eater, but it's an actual condition that. But back in the 90s, talking about the 90s, it was, you're a fussy eater, stop being such a pussy. It basically was the gist
I like
of it.
the rhyme there. I like the rhyme.
But the condition that I had and still sort of have, I think, is now referred to as ARFID or ARFID, which is
fussy-ish, eaterish.
Or stop being a little bitch.
Don't be fussy, you fucking pussy.
So yeah, but now it's sort of recognised. It's kind of like, when you hear other people go, I thought I was thick or whatever, and it turns out I've got ADHD, or that kind of thing. And
yeah, sure.
And people
there are certain medical conditions that things people have to deal with.
And now I'm like, oh my god! So I did have something, and so basically it's called avoidance restrictive food intake disorder. So it's an eating disorder that is basically a severe limitation of the amount of variety consumed and a fear of new food. So a bit of food neophobia as well. So yeah, it was really, really tricky for me, and I basically had to get out of it, and I still have it to a point a little bit. Like there are certain things that I'm just like eating something new for me is just a fucking huge deal. You know what I mean? It's like someone goes, just try it, and I'm like, people like you, Stu, would be a fucking nightmare for me because I know you'd be like, just try it, just try it. What's the big deal? Just try it. Just put it in your mouth and try it. And that
because there's a difference between like you just don't feel like trying a new food and having actual obstacles.
It just shoots fear into me when somebody says just try it. Like, what's the big deal? Like it, and I feel like when you're young, you don't have the tools to articulate and to work it all out. So yeah.
So to give an answer to Derek's question, what was the last new thing you tried then?
Yeah, you know what? I probably haven't tried anything new for a while. I've got enough variety now where I don't really try anything new, but it wouldn't be anything.
Can you remember the first time you tried something new? You know, other than
because whatever I say is going to sound ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? Because you're
going to sound ridiculous. Just asking a question.
But like the one thing that like I remember like just eating pizza for the first time, and I was probably about 20, and it like and I didn't want to do it, and I don't know why I did it, but I did, and but it's just
what
kind
topping was it? Do you remember?
It was a meat pizza, so it wasn't like a margarita, but like
plenty of variety.
A lot of it was like the condition, and the way I got over it was knowing what foods are and knowing what food is. So, for example, and sorry to hijack this question, but I suppose
it's fine. That's why I asked you.
Right.
We'll
tell
you when you need to shut your mouth.
So the way I started to get off. Like the way I started to like cure.
Started to get off. All right.
I was thinking that.
The way I started to cure my food stuff was my food disorder, if you will, was believe it or not, was McDonald's, right? Because all I would have from McDonald's is fries. I wouldn't have anything else, right? I never tried meat. I never eaten meat until I was 15. Like I never tried meat.
To be fair, if you're not going to eat something at McDonald's, the meat is the good thing to not
But I suppose
eat.
my point is like people sort of think, oh, McDonald's is terrible, but it was sort of like a gateway for me to just start to try stuff. So my brother bought me like a plain hamburger, and he did something, and I don't think to this day he realised how helpful it was. Right?
He shoved you in a chair, he pried your mouth open.
No, that's not the way you do it. That's not the way you do it.
I'm just kidding. Right? I know it's not.
But like I was going to America in 2000, so like I knew I had to try some stuff, right? And I wasn't going with my family; I was going with a different family. And he said, "Look, all a hamburger is 2 buns and a bit of meat in the middle. He says you like the buns because you like bread, right? So you've just got to like the patty bit, basically." But he explained what it was, and a lot of fear of food is like not knowing what it is. You know, for example, so flash forward, so I eat that, and then I work out, I kind of like beef. It doesn't really taste of anything. It's quite bland, but it smells quite strong. So I always thought it had a strong smell. And then later on, you try chicken, and you go, oh, chicken doesn't taste of anything, really. So then you work out, like, oh, actually, chicken actually tastes nicer if you add something to it. And then the day that I worked out what curry was, and I know this sounds stupid to you, Stu, but like
not at all. I don't think any of this stuff sounds stupid.
I didn't know, right, that like, curry is basically chicken in a sauce. So all I've got to do is like the sauce. So then I just went, well, which one sort of smells nice? And then I tried it, and then all of a sudden I like curry, and then it unlocks this whole skill tree of food, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, right, here we go.
I'm like it's like leveling up.
It is, yeah. So
leveling up in an RPG.
It's just stepping stones. It's just small little stepping stones. And the one scenario that like, oh my god, it was the worst thing. I went to Seville in Spain with Matt, my business partner, and we stopped at this family's house because we sort of worked with one of them, and you know they invited us over. And as a gesture of like goodwill, because they let us stay there.
Oh, here we go. Let's celebrate the guests.
Right. That we bought a bunch of food for them, and they all wanted like seafood and all this sort of stuff. And the mom, who couldn't speak any English, she was only speaking Spanish, basically force fed me king prawns. Right.
Nice.
And for someone who who has like an eating disorder, the idea of ripping a fucking head off and taking the legs off a king prawn and then sucking the juices out was a fucking
Not
nightmare.
for you. No.
Like,
look, I think that'd be a nightmare for most people, if I'm being honest.
But shit, I did it. I did do it.
Did it?
All right.
did
And
it.
you know what? I haven't never tried it once since. But I remember going, oh, I didn't hate it. Like I didn't.
Yeah, well, it's quite sweet, isn't it?
It's quite sweet. But like the process of it, do you know what I mean? It's all disgusting.
Yeah, I think the way she did it was probably a little bit,
yeah,
much.
So anyway, but
Can I ask a question? Just a quick question. Going
go.
from the beef.
Mm.
Have you had steak? Do you like steak?
Yeah. Steak was quickly followed after that. So
yeah, I assumed it because that's on the skill tree.
Yeah, so what happens is I eat beef, and then then okay, I've tried that, and then I tried chicken, and I tried steak, and then I realised kind of steak's quite bland as well. So, but then I've not eaten steak for, I reckon, probably about 15, 16 years. I've not eaten
bloody
steak.
hell!
Yeah,
a long time. How did you have it cooked? How did you?
Medium rare. I only
Good.
I
I'm
only had
impressed.
I only had medium. No, but the reason why I have it medium rare is because I didn't know how to order it. So the person, I was like a kind of like a work thing, and the guy who ordered steak says, "How do you like your steak?" And he said medium rare, and I just said the same thing because I panicked.
Do what he did.
Perfect.
So,
Perfect way to have it.
Yeah. And I was told that it's not blood; it's just myoglobin or something. So it's
No,
not
it's not. It's protein.
Yeah,
It's not blood at all.
just
It doesn't even taste of blood. It
No,
doesn't
it's fine.
I was like, oh, don't want to taste the blood. It doesn't taste of blood
Yeah,
at all.
it's
I have
weird.
mine rare,
It's-
by the way.
that
but
marrow
yeah.
bone they were talking about.
It's weird, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so it's almost like traces of it still live in me a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like it's still sort of
Yeah.
there, but I'm like, I can eat enough now where it's not too bad, But yeah, things like today I had like spaghetti bolognese, it had mushrooms in it, and mushrooms would have freaked me out years ago, and it doesn't really bother me now. So yeah, so it's all stepping stones. So yeah,
When the Duchess made a mushroom that she found in the forest,
that's mental.
it was pretty messed up.
Yeah, I think I'd be careful of mushrooms in a forest. So what's the condition called again? What's that called?
ARFID. So ARFID. So avoidance
ARFID.
restrictive food intake disorder.
So there you
That's
go.
what I had.
Well,
Didn't
so
know.
there you go, Derek. I feel like that answers your question. I mean, that was
So
pretty
basically, everything I've ever tried has been a fucking massive deal for me.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I'll eat pretty
You'll
much
eat
anything
anything.
once.
Yeah.
Once.
Would you, if
there are
if you
two
went to
things.
China, would you eat like
Oh
like
yeah, I'd try anything.
an octopus's dick or whatever?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, I like octopus.
Crickets.
I like octopus. There are two things I have eaten. Sorry, crickets. No, I don't like. No, I have a thing with crunchy things. I don't like
Not
anything
any-
with shells or crunchy.
Yeah.
I hear you.
things.
I'm the same way. I wouldn't go near insects, but
I'm not particularly keen on strawberries because of the seeds. So I
really?
don't particularly like, yeah, I don't like seeds.
Oh, I've got you there.
Yeah, I don't like
I've got you
anything with
there. I
seeds
can
in
eat a strawberry. No problem.
Yeah, I can eat it, but I'm not
The
particularly
texture of it.
keen. Raspberries are particularly bad because they have loads of seeds in. So it's
Yeah.
like eating grit.
Yeah.
So I'm not
What
particularly.
about
Food shouldn't be crunchy.
Pomegranates?
Yeah, I'm not keen on pomegranates. I
Really?
mean, my grandma used to give them me in a bloody pin, and I used to sit there for about 10 hours trying to eat one.
Well, they're a
Watermelons?
pain in the ass. no doubt.
Watermelons?
Yeah. Well, I love a watermelon. Yeah,
Oh,
I
'cause
know,
that has
'cause
seeds in
I
it, doesn't
don't
it?
mind. Yeah, but they're kind of soft.
Yeah.
So the seeds in watermelon are all right because it's kind of chewy rather than crunchy.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm a bit weird. That's the only weird food thing I have. But there are only two things I've ever eaten that I would never eat again, and that I draw the line. One is tripe, and I've tried tripe, and I ate it, and it's just the most disgusting thing ever. Do you know what tripe is, Duke?
Yes, it's animal intestines, isn't it?
No, it isn't. No. So there's two types of tripe. You get honeycomb tripe and seam tripe. Okay. And honeycomb tripe's from the cow's udder lining. So it's the udder lining. And the way they eat it in the north is they put vinegar in all the holes, so it's got like a honeycomb
Fucking gross.
texture, and and then eat it, and it's like rubber. It's disgusting, and it smells vile. And then seam tripes from the stomach lining, so that's a cow's stomach.
Yum.
And with that, they boil it in milk, and then you thicken it into a sauce, and you eat the tripe in the milky, horrible.
You said I wouldn't
disgusting
like this.
sauce.
That sounds amazing.
Absolutely gross.
Yeah,
And the other.
seriously, swallow that tripe.
Now, as a special
Vile.
treat courtesy of our friends at the Meat Council, please help yourselves to this tripe.
Yeah, it's vile. And then the other thing I would never eat again is oysters.
Oysters,
Really?
oh, really?
I like an oyster.
It's like a glob of snot. No.
What about clams? Do you have clams?
No, I don't like any seafood.
I think we've talked about. You know what? I think we've talked about this before because I remember you saying tripe and I remember you saying oysters. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've discussed when we was talking about you not liking food.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not keen on periwinkles or mussels or again mussels. They have gritty bits in because they eat sand. I love calamari, so I love calamari.
Yeah, that's interesting because calamari to clams doesn't feel like a big jump.
I love calamari. Love langoustines.
Rubbery.
Yeah, love obviously scallops.
Seafood for me is really difficult. The only thing I really like is salmon. Like salmon is okay.
That's why I can't be a vegetarian. Really, I mean, I should be a vegetarian. I should not eat.
Yeah,
can't not do it.
Can't eat salmon because it tastes too much like fish.
Well, you can't.
Which is a weird thing to say.
You can't.
Well, no. Fuck, what's his name? Jim Gaffigan said, "Oh yeah, lobster. I love lobster. Look, I like butter too. Okay, what are you gonna have on the salmon? Tartar sauce. What's the best thing to have on fish? Anything that kills the taste of fish."
Yeah, exactly.
He's not lying.
Well, you don't like salmon?
Battered cod is fine. No, I don't like salmon. No,
really?
I'm not a fish lover.
No, I'm not either. But like salmon's the only one I like.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like anything that's too.
You know what about smoked salmon? Would you not have smoked salmon?
I don't mind smoked salmon.
Yeah.
So I'll
for
eat
breakfast.
Smoked salmon.
For breakfast.
Yeah, I'd have smoked salmon with some scrambled eggs or whatever.
Yes.
But just not standard salmon.
Right.
Anyway, on that note, thank you, Derek, and we need to do some shout outs and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, we do.
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
Well, I'm going to shout out Derek, of course, for always sending an email, and Jason. Even though we don't always agree with what he's saying, you know, we still like your opinions on stuff video game related and otherwise. Yes. So there you go. Thank you to you guys.
Yeah.
You too.
I will shout out Kyle because he filled in for me while I was gone. Thank you, Kyle. And shout out everybody who emails us, Jason Gullahar and St. Diesel for the SpeakPipes. Shout out Amar because he, me and I are just chatting all the time. He's my favorite Scotsman, but Tilda Swinton is also pretty cool. I guess she's not a Scotsman, she's a Scotswoman, but whatever. And now that Antonio doesn't live in Scotland, I don't have to choose between the two of them. Anyway, shout out to Antonio. I don't think we had any Rocket League this week, but we had some last week, and it was great. And shout out you two guys. This may be the last time we're all together for a while. We'll see what happens with the baby. Shout out to
we should also
Colleen, who won a big award last weekend.
Oh, well, we should also shout out Pemby and hope he's okay. You know, with the clot in hospital. So
be okay.
You'll still be here next week to listen to us, and I don't want to say it that way because that sounds bad. But yeah, I hope you're okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. Chinny, off to you.
We'll shout out the Patreons first. So Anthony Stevens, Josh Peace, Connor Searle, Seth McNitt Value, Sean Thiel, Dan Fletcher, Adam Birmingham, Armar, Matt Nation, Robert Wilcox, Jay Peterson, and Nigel the Strutmeister General. Thank you very much for being our Patreons. Yes. I will also shout out Fraser from the Seal podcast. He invited me to London for their bi-yearly meetup.
Oh, gotcha.
But I have had to politely decline.
Have you declined?
Because it's in June, and I said, nah, no fucking chance. Says, I'll see you at the next one.
I won't fit my life around my kids is why.
Yeah, so I'm going to, maybe at the 2028 one, I will see him, but not this one.
Not this one.
Yeah, because he comes to England every 2 years, I think. So, yeah, so thank you very much, Fraser. But I'd love to be there, but you know, baby.
Yeah, other stuff takes precedence.
Yeah,
as it were.
I could maybe bring Rosa. Maybe.
Just take Rosa.
Yeah, she'll be fine. But baby would be tricky. So.
Yeah.
And Rosa's not very good at crazy golf. Just so you know.
No, she isn't.
No.
Well,
are there things where you're playing like you would say, like, okay, I want to go do this, so you cover me, Tara, and then you want to do this thing next month, and I'll cover you.
Yeah, we do that, but because we haven't had 2 children before, we're not really sure how it's going to work. So,
of course.
And also when you have a baby, a newborn baby, they have to be fed every 2 hours, which means like your sleep's all fucked. So,
no doubt. Hard enough with 2 parents in the
world. And I think that lasts. I think that lasts about. I think that's a couple of months, maybe. I'm not sure. I can't remember anymore.
By the way, I'll also shout out Julia Wirtz. She wrote an awesome book. I happen to have it here by the desk. It's called Bury Me Already. It's nice down here, and it's all about her having kids when she didn't really want kids, but it becoming an awesome experience. She's a really funny comics artist. She has a bunch of books. This one is her latest. Check it out, people. Bury Me Already.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, there you go. There's my shout outs. Fraser and the Patrons.
I think that's it. Is that
I think that's it. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you, good night, much love.
All right, show's over. No refunds. You heard the robot. Get out.
You listening to these lyrics, Kyle? Pay attention.
There you go. Go.
There you go. All right.
Might have an issue next week, guys.
Oh, go on.
I'm going to a car park rave on Sunday, so I'm not available. And
Oh,
now it appears
snap.
Chinny may not be available.
Oh,
Wow, is it
no.
going to be just me? I'll talk into a mic by myself for 2
wow.
hours. I can do it.
So it could
We
just
can't-
be
What do you think the Syncast is?
We can't not do a show.
I don't know what to say, but I'm.
So this
I'm
will be
in
the last show that me and
Newcastle.
you do shoot for a while.
Yeah, even if you're here, I'm fingers crossed. I'm crossing everything that you're okay for next week at this point.
Yeah. I think I'll be all right. I think I'll be all right.
Yeah, because unfortunately, I'm going watching the Blessed Madonna DJ.
Oh.
So this
Up in
this is our final show for a while.
It probably will be, because regardless of whether you're here or not next week,
so
I won't be,
hard
and
to
you
say
definitely
goodbye.
won't be the week after. So,
Well, if I am here next week, it means I'll host my last show.
you will. You will.
So-
You
For a
will.
while.
I mean, I'll arrange cover for someone else anyway to join you both, hopefully.
Sure.
And hopefully you'll be
Yes,
here,
yeah.
Ginny.
Hope you have a good time.
Yeah, and I am going to have another Sunday off as well, unfortunately.
Jesus Christ.
I know. Because we're going to Austria on holiday in 3 weeks.
Oh my goodness, that's exciting.
So we're away on the
So you'll have to,
Saturday. We come back. It's only 1 week. We're going.
birthplace?
Yeah, we're going to Innsbruck, and then from there to Seefeld, which we've been to many times before.
So you'll have to have two guests, Duke.
Yeah, you'll have
I
to have
know.
2 guests, Duke, for that 1 week.
If it
I
comes
know.
down to like there is nobody to come on the show, you'll just have to do an episode and release it.
Yeah, I will. I can. I've done it before.
We
have to
can't
do
miss
it
We
one-
can't miss a week.
We cannot miss a week.
Don't worry.
So I'll sort out something
Now,
this
but
week.
But the
I
question
will-
is about uploading, because I've never uploaded the show before. So
that's
I can
interesting.
still upload.
you're not around.
I can still upload.
Alright.
Yeah, Chinny could do that, because that takes 2
I'm
minutes,
not.
doesn't it? It's
Yeah,
quick.
yeah. I'm not dead. I'm just.
No, he's not
you know,
dead. He could
like-
he could upload the show.
If you
You
just
may
said
regret that when it's screaming, and I'm like, hey, upload
No,
the shit.
I can still upload, Duke. So if you did record a show and Stu's not around, you could just send it to me and text me though, because I don't read emails. I don't check them. But
No.
Yeah, you're known for responding right away when I text you.
yeah,
all the time.
I read the
All the
text, so I
time.
don't
Every
respond to
single
the
time.
text.
Within
But,
30 seconds. I mean, if
But
it's
if you
not
said
30
if you
seconds,
text
I'm
me
like,
and
Ginny
said,
must be
Chinny,
lying in a
can you
ditch."
upload this show? And yeah, I can do that. No worries.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
So yes, I can do bits
Okie dokie.
while I'm not here. Look,
Yes.
if I'm off on paternity leave, I can still be around. You know,
Okay.
Yeah.
and do
And
stuff.
speak pipes.
I probably will send some SpeakPipe. Yeah. So
Nice.
Yeah, well, you need to, because you'll have to tell us how you're getting on, how things are going.
Dude, it should be just be the kids screaming. Like 2
Yeah.
minutes of the kids screaming.
I might
Yeah,
do that
that's what
actually.
it'll be. That's what
I
it'll
might
be.
do that.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
you trying to shout over the top of it. I'm fine, don't worry.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. So there you are.
Yeah, so I will arrange cover for this week. I'll let you know who it is, and then I will try and sort out cover in advance for the week I'm away in Austria.
Yeah, sounds good.
But
Have a
I'll be
good
back
time.
the following Saturday,
Park
so I
Raid.
should be okay for that. Although I'm not 100% sure, because I think we only land at. Oh no, I won't be, because I think we only fly back at 5 o'clock at night. So I probably
Oh.
won't get back on that. Oh no, that's Saturday, so we're fine. Yeah, because it's not till Sunday, is
Okay.
it?
But
Yeah,
if you
so
find
I'll be
yourself
fine.
horribly jet lagged,
No, I don't. We'll not be jet lagged from Austria. It's only 1 hour time difference, so we'll be fine.
fair enough.
Not like my daughter when she flies to America and it's 13-hour flight and she.
Well,
lands
I
at the
also,
same time
when I
she
say
sets
jet
off
lag,
at.
Yeah, sure, I hear you. But I also
And the
just
day
mean
before.
like maybe you're just worn out from traveling. Whenever I fly,
No,
I'm
it'll
like,
be fine.
"I need some time to recover, man."
No, that'll be fine.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so Millie's flying back on the 17th of June, by the way. We've got a
Oh,
date of return from Las
month from
Vegas.
today.
Yeah, she's flying back from Las Vegas.
Oh, all right. Gamble.
So, yeah.
Charge
Well,
some
yeah, no, I
slots.
don't think she'll be doing. She'll do a little bit, I'm guessing, but not loads.
Loose slots.
Yeah, slots, roulette. I don't know, blackjack. Who knows?
Hold 'em. Be like Matt Damon and Rounders.
Text him, hold him.
Yeah.
Radio guys, I've got to go. I'm working unfortunately
All right.
tomorrow.
Well, have a
So
good
I
week.
will, I
Have a
will
good
not
couple of
speak
weeks.
to you next week. I'll not
Yeah,
speak
that's
to you.
right. Have a
No.
good fortnight.
No.
I won't speak to
Well,
you for a
Chinny,
while.
if I don't speak to you again, good luck with everything, and I hope
Yes.
everything goes right and well. Let me know. Obviously, text me and let me know what's happening when
I
it
will.
happens.
I will.
All right, mate.
All right.
Good luck.
right.
See you in a bit.
See you later.
Yeah.
Bye.